Okay, so apparently AmuLIT wouldn't open. It's a thing that happens sometimes. It's a thing that happens. So the list that won is the one that we've been working on with Will Pulliam, and we basically we move things around a lot. We started with canisters list, then we kind of started trimming on one bounce land. We added the serum visions. We tweaked the mana base. The list that won was playing 3 Botanical Sanctums. Personally, I kind of like the one of Crumbling Vestige in place of one of these Sanctums, but it's fine. And we are changing the mana base. I mean, if you've been following the stream, you know basically all the changes that we've been making. So it shouldn't surprise you that we ended up here. I am starting with the list as is, as I usually do, whenever I'm using somebody else's list, even though this one is originally our list, but still. I start with the original one, and then we change things around. I I kind of agree with the 3 path, 1 purge. If you are going to play purge, which I think this card is awkwardly good right now. I think it's very good in the current modern format, and being able to tag. Oh, Ariana, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Great way to start the stream. Good afternoon to you as well. So yeah, we're starting here. The only thing I'm kind of missing from this... Holy crap, alright. We got 2 subs in the first 2 minutes of stream. I like this. I like this. Welcome back to the Primetime Strong... Whoa, 3 subs. Alright. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for the support. You did start a train. Whoa, 4th one. Holy crap, Cejas. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for all the subs. Oh yeah, we're gonna get some primetime hype in the chat. That's awesome. Thanks everybody. Still to see some visions. Oh, so you hadn't seen this version yet, Matt? That's sweet. So you're gonna be in for a treat then. Yes, this list has been pretty good. This list has been pretty good. So, well, thank you, MV Willis, for that Twitch Prime subscription. All right. Jeez, we're starting off with 5 subs. Damn, it's gonna be hard to keep it up, huh? Loving it. Thanks everybody for the... Thank you very much for the support. Wrong list? What do you mean? Oh, thank you, Slafush. Oh, hello to Brazil. Olá, brasileiros. Prazer. Prazer que vocês estão aqui. Man, my Brazilian, my Portuguese vocabulary has been going downhill lately. Okay, so let's fire up Ellie while we talk about this. The only thing that I'm kind of missing, and that it's possible that we could change, is I kind of dig the Baloth, as, I mean, even in the last stream we were playing Baloths as well. But we were playing Raminap over Chameleon Colossus. We will see whether that comes back to bite us. Whoops, let's put this over here. We'll see whether that comes back to bite us, because Raminap has honestly been awkwardly good for me. Oh, jeez. Alright, I messed up, everyone. Sorry. I misclicked and there we go. Alright, sweet. Sorry, I without warning I closed Twitch for whatever reason. Cause... Alright, Moto, stop being stupid. Okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, so the everything went crazy. We got it fixed now. We got a fix. All right, sweet, cool. All right, let's go. Very good starting hand. Let's keep it. We find the bounce land. We basically win on turn 3, so that's pretty strong. We're gonna lead on scout, of course, because if it happens to survive, we kind of win on the spot. Oh, unless my opponent has a discard spell. Hopefully they push. Sweet. Okay, that's good. Find a bounce land. No bounce land. That we did find a second Visions. I still think that we're looking for a bounce land. Also, my opponent being on black-green. Yeah, I still think I'm looking for a bounce land. Discard spell here would be pretty bad. Bob would be pretty bad too. There's the discard spell. So bye-bye Serum Visions. Your atonement from I don't know what atonement means, but thank you. I hope it's a good thing. Oh, they took the Asusa. Okay. I guess this Vesuva is 1 mana short for me. So we're gonna play Crossroads, I'm gonna play AmuLIT, because I'm not gonna play around Maelstrom Pulse, and yes, we're gonna bottom this Vesuva. If my opponent does have Maelstrom Pulse, sad. But if they don't, then we're gonna be in a very good spot. Liliana would be kind of a beating. But well, at least my opponent did not play a Bob on 2, so that part is good for us. Yeah, Matt. So I honestly have not been missing Ballista at all, really. Okay, if they plus, I'm definitely discarding this pact right here. If we draw a bounce land, we win, unless that bounce land is Boros Garrison. That's probably like the absolute worst draw in the deck, because now we're not gonna be able to kill Liliana when we get to Titan. Yeah, I think we have to pass and we have to discard the Stronghold here. Yeah, he is the single card that I miss the most. He is the single card that I miss the most. The MTG sell it. So basically, Hive Mind is there because it's a game-winning combo with your pacts, because your opponents will get a pact, will get a copy of whichever pact you play, and then if they can't pay for it, which they usually won't be able to, they will die on their upkeep. So that is the reason for playing Hive Mind. Yeah, that discard of Stronghold is super brutal. If we find the bounce land here, holy crap, no bounce land. Okay. Yeah, at this point I feel like we're going to lose to Liliana Ultimate. Wow, we're really whiffed. We bottom 2 with Serum Visions, we bottom 2 with another Serum Visions, and we dug 5 with Ancient Steerings, and we still have not seen a single bounce land. I think we're gonna take the Relic, just because I don't want to discard Kalni, because that's one of the cards that I want to find off of this prime time. I mean, so let's say that we are going to... Let's say that we would be like +1 Karoo, -1 Serum Visions. Like, chances are that we would still be in a rough spot here, even because we wouldn't have, like, we would be like 6 cards less into our library. So chances are that we would not have been able to find a Karoo anyway. So I don't think that it's fair to like speak of the current situation right now. Yeah, this is so brutal. This is so brutal. We whiff super hard. And this Liliana is going to... At this point, I think it's safe to concede. Damn. Man, we're really whiffed. Yeah, okay, so second Liliana, yeah, I can't beat this anymore. Whichever split my opponent does basically means that I die, so... Of course. Of course. Okay. Post-board configuration. Things get much better for us. We want Tracker, we want Colossus, we want Baloth, we want Queen, we want Explosives, and we want this. We want this, and this is one of the matchups where my experience have basically told me to side out Serum Visions. When I first approached the matchup, I was like, yeah, Serum Visions looks great here because we can, you know, just go ahead and put the cards that we want on top of her deck, where they will be protected from discard spells and blah 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 blah. In actual, you know, the way that it actually plays out is that your opponent will destroy all of your blue sources and you will be stuck with like Serum Visions in your hand that you cannot cast. So in this matchup, I think it's better to rely on the card advantage of, you know, like Tracker, like the fact that your opponent can't really deal with Chameleon Colossus, have Baloth that you can pact for, and that is going to be overall, it's going to yield more wins than trying to, you know, go for more of a combo approach. And as you can see, I'm siding out 2 scouts and 1 amulet. This is what I've been trying out, and it's been working out fine. It's possible that we should like either side out all the scouts or side out all the amulets. I think I'm closer to siding out all the scouts than siding out all the amulets, but it's debatable. We can talk about it, but I kind of like the split. This is a fine card, if a fine hand, I mean. We have an answer to a turn 2 Bob, which is pretty key. And we have Lance, and which is this single thing that we want the most, Lance. Do I have a wish list for Horizons? Yes, Daryl. That's why I tend to side out more scouts than amulet. Scout has the upside of helping you play around Field of Ruin and Fulminator by holding bounce lands in your hand. So that's a solid draw. We're gonna play this out. This plays around Trophy beautifully, and next turn we can steal Azusa. Although if my opponent plays a Bob, I think I'm gonna use the turn purging the Bob over playing the Azusa. But yeah, so that usually Scout dies on site, so it's not very. It dies to push instead of dying to Assassin's Trophy, which is of course, you know, much worse for us. Okay, so for 1 mana they can't kill this Azusa. And I think here the counter for the gemstone is going to be more valuable than the 2 life. I might be wrong about this, but if I find something that, yeah, basically if I find like a T-West or something, I'm gonna want to transmute for probably another bounce land. Fulminator here would be brutal. There's no questions there. Yeah, there's the Fulminator. They will probably sack immediately. Okay. So we can take the relic to play around second Fulminator, or we can take the Simic. I think I'm gonna get the Simic here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Simic. We bought on the Titan, which is the only thing of note there. Let's do this. Let's swing for 1. Yeah, Purge is in a really good spot right now in the Modern. Yes, Relic is very, very much in. Yep. And you see why Relic is in. I think I just purge this right now. Because if my opponent has like an Inquisition, then this blanks the Inquisition. Whereas if my opponent has like Inquisition plus Liliana plus, they discard my threat. Maelstrom Pulse, it's pretty bad for us there. Play an Amulet. We pass the turn. Holding this in case of another Liliana. Because now we have... Now if we draw a bounce land, we have Hornet Queen mana. And if we manage to resolve the Queen, we pretty much win. And... Yeah, bounce land is our best draw here. It's a Thoughtseize that takes our Hornet Queen. What's up, Guido? Dido, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, my opponent has had a very, very good draw. Ooh, we can transmute for a Pact here. Yeah, if we transmute for a Pact, then my opponent cannot plus the Liliana, so... because we can get Baloth. If my opponent has exactly second Fulminator, that is bad for us because we'd have to Pact an upkeep. But you gotta be kidding me. There's no way you have another Fulminator. That's like literally the only way that they can punish me because Assassin's Trophy doesn't do it. I'm gonna go for it anyway because that's like the place that I chose to go for. But if they have a Fulminator here, I of course just die. All right, I'm gonna call your bluff, opponent. I'm gonna call your bluff. They were clearly trying to like make me think of the Fulminator, of course. If they have it, they have it. Okay, Maelstrom Pulse is fine. Land, sweet. All right, so now if we draw a Titan, we win. If we don't draw a Titan, we're still playing a game of Magic. Trader Village. Getting in there. Alright. Definitely playing it out, because if it kind of forces my opponent to ult this turn. Okay. That's super greedy. That is super greedy, but sure. Like, if I draw a Titan here, I win. Or I can simply draw a Scout. I'm playing this out because now I can kill the Liliana if my opponent minuses. Yep. I guess depending on how they split. Hornet Queen has already been discarded, unfortunately. My opponent had a Thoughtseize. This is an interesting pile. I think I'm going to discard the Amulet pile. I think I'm going to discard this one because it has more moving pieces. Like, for example, a bounce land here is not a good draw because I cannot get it away from this Liliana. So I think I'm going to sacrifice this pile. This one also has more mana, which is good for me. So I'm going to sacrifice the Amulet pile. I think this is correct. What's up, Restmaster? Welcome to the stream. I know they activate village to block my scout, but then they are not attacking me with the village, right? So everything has a cost, right? Everything has a cost for them. So I guess my best draws here would be Titan into... Oh, Chameleon Colossus will be a pretty solid draw too. Tracker would be solid. Bounce Land is probably the best. I guess Tolaria also turns into a Bounce Land. That's a Pact. I think I'm going for Chameleon Colossus here. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going for Chameleon Colossus here. Of course, not attacking, because my opponent can simply block with a Treetop Village. I'm doing this because if my opponent had access to a removal spell of any kind, they would have already used it. So, and I need to put in the pressure. Like, I cannot afford to like hold off. Instead of Colossus, I could have gotten Tracker, That was the other alternative, but I think I need to pack there. Like, I just cannot play around stuff. My opponent has an active Liliana, so I don't think I simply can't afford to play around stuff. Restmaster, so I'm basically testing the list that won the Open. So I personally I've been liking the one of Vestige in place of the third Sanctum. But I'm going with the 3 Sanctums because that's what the Open winning list chose to go with. Land is good. Why is my opponent slow rolling me like this? Why? Yeah, well, I mean, what's wrong with you, dude? Just kill me. All right, we got rocked. The Rock. I still think that, I mean, honestly, my opponent had an insane draw. I don't think that the way that I don't think there were any like gross misplays or anything. It was just a matter of, yeah, it was just a matter of our opponent just having the exact card they needed in the moment they needed, and our draws basically not lining up the right way against them. Especially, particularly game 1, like that when I was like, I dug so deep for any bounce land, and that when we drew like the Stronghold in the absolute worst possible time, it was brutal. This is an amazing keep. So we AmuLIT on 1. If nothing changes, we can Azusa on 2 and play some extra interaction, and then we can Titan on 3. The way that we Titan, it's going to be a little bit weird because we don't have a second resource, so we're basically going to need to play Azusa as our second to last draw, and then our second to last land drop, I mean, and then play it again, basically. We cannot play around the Fatal Push here, unfortunately. If I bounce this, yeah, so I cannot really do anything this turn. We are just gonna play out the Azusa, and I'm going to play Bojuka Bog, and then I'm gonna play out the second Tolaria West and set up for next turn. No removal spell is nice for us. Alright, we got full value from this Azusa, and even if this dies, I can use next turn to transmute for a Simic, and I think we're playing against Shadow. Yeah, we're. I can use next turn to transmute this Tolaria for a Simic Growth Chamber, and even if this Azusa dies, I have access to Titan mana next turn. I hope they play a turn 2 Angler, because that means that they die. So that's cool. Who do I think is favoring this matchup? Shadow by a large margin. Melon TCG, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I do think that Shadow is actually a pretty big favorite in this matchup. Hopefully they tap out for an Angler here. What? That makes no sense. Alright. What? I'm having trouble understanding what my opponent is doing here. Okay. Does this Azusa die? Seems like it does not. Alright, it does not. Sweet. So that's 6 mana. That's Primeval Titan mana. Pongify. Well, I can play around Pongify by getting to Simi Growth here and playing a second prime time, so Pongify doesn't do it. What's this stall of mono green control? Oh yeah, there's like this like mono green control deck going around with like with a bunch of like Trinispheres and stuff like that, 4 primal commands, and like the that as an engine alongside Eternal Witness. It's pretty sweet. We played against it on stream and then we died miserably to it because, well, it's pretty well set up against us. And I actually got in touch with the creator of the deck. So when we get to the goal, we're going to have him joining us for a stream with the mono green control list. Should be pretty sweet. I think I want to take out a Pact. Alternatively, we can take out one Titan or the Hornet Queen. I think that Hornet Queen is pretty good, though. I think we're going to take out a Pact. Because of Stubborn Denial. Yeah, that deck is super sweet. And sorry, not punished. I I received your message. I didn't want to stream it if you were not going to be here, and then finally when you showed up, I had already posted that I was going to be playing AmuLIT. So sorry that we're not playing your list. For people not in the know, this is the list that I'm talking about. This was a donation list by Not Punished, and we already played this once. He did make some updates, and this is what we got going on for Wednesday. We're gonna be playing this on Wednesday now, because tomorrow we're gonna have the one and only Punt Then Wine joining us for a Bloom stream. Do we keep this? We might very easily die to turn 2 threat with this hand. This is a hand that dies to turn 2 threat very convincingly. We have 4 amulets that we're joining to. We have 2 relics and 4 Asusas. That's 10 cards. And I think with this hand we might even use a pact to go get Asusa. My opponent is on a mulligan to 6. The Bloom stream is gonna be tomorrow, my Bluebird. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep. I mean, most of our hands die to Thoughtseize anyway. This one dies. This one doesn't die to Thoughtseize. It dies to turn 2 threat. If my opponent has a threat on turn 2, we're probably going to die. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep and not be happy about it, basically. However, we might Steerings into Coalition Relic, and then this hand becomes incredible, so that's kind of what I'm banking on here. The cool thing is we don't need to play around Stub. I think we take the T-West. Yeah, the other cards do nothing. The good thing is that all the other 4 cards that we saw were cards that we did not want to see, so that's cool. So that means we're 5 cards closer to an Asusa, a Relic, or an Amulet, which are the 3 things that can speed us up. So that's all things considered. I think we are in a reasonable spot. On turn 2, I'm gonna play Simic, and then on 3, I'm gonna transmute T-West, attempting to set up transmute for Pact, so we can hopefully Chameleon Colossus on 4. The bad thing is that we're gonna need to discard. Oh, that's a Thoughtseize. Okay, so we're not gonna have to discard anymore. That's cool. No threat, please. You got it, Colonel Sanders. Yeah, somebody in the Discord said that in like I think in MTG Goldfish or something, somebody said that AmuLIT was a bad. This changes things, by the way, because this is probably gonna gain us a couple of turns. That somebody in the I think in MTG Goldfish was saying that AmuLIT was a bad mid-range deck whenever it didn't draw AmuLIT. So that is the kind of thing that cracks me up. So I had to make it my stream title. Oh, please give me an explosives up the top. Please give me an explosives up front of the top. Yeah, I don't think there was any hand that possibly beats my opponent's draw anyway, right? So we're probably dead. Yep, we're dead. Okay. Game number 3. I don't think there's anything to change. I think the configuration we got going on is fine. Jeff Hoogland said the deck is embarrassing without AmuLIT. I just laugh at what people say, honestly. Colonel Sanders, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you for the continued support. Appreciate it. Theme Sumboix, Canister of Edgar, what do you mean? Don't understand the question. And we also did that win simply because nobody knows how to follow our lines of play. I feel like that this was also Hoagland. Oh, yeah, it's possible. I mean, at this point, if people haven't figured out how AmuLIT works, then people have a problem. This is not a great keep, but I think it's a keep. This one, I mean, we died to the same thing, basically, except we also died to never finding a land. He played the deck several times before. Yeah. Thunderbird 1554. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we're missing a bounce here. I think that next turn I'm gonna be playing AmuLIT and then running it into Stubborn Denial probably. Actually, with this top deck and my opponent not using the discard spell last turn, I think I'm going to play around Stubborn Denial. I guess that we can play explosives on one. Let's do that. So this will bait out the Stubborn Denial, which my opponent did have. I feel so smart. I feel so smart. Alright, so unless my opponent has a discard spell, of course the Planted token is going to get there for value. And unless my opponent has a discard spell, we should be able to play a Titan on 4. This draw was insane, in case people haven't noticed. This draw was incredible. That's exactly what we needed. Yeah, I know, Aaron. But honestly, like, I always take what Jeff says with a grain of salt. Okay, tapping out for Gurmak here. This is an extremely interesting draw. So I play AmuLIT, I play this, and I play this twice. So I could pack for Chameleon Colossus, but then I'm gonna die on my upkeep, so that doesn't seem like a good plan. I can play AmuLIT, play this, cast Azusa, then... Oh no, I'm yes, it's correct. So I probably don't want to be doing that. I think I'm gonna be playing AmuLIT plus Azusa, and then just basically scoop to a call against command. But that is fine. So we bounce here, we play Azusa, and we play out the forest, hold this. And the reason I'm holding this, it's because if my opponent has like a Fatal Push or a Dismember or something like that, I still get to Titan next turn because I get to pack for another Azusa, and then with three lands in play, then I can still have access to primetime mana. Yeah, snap blocking here, no questions there. K command is absolutely brutal, of course. They answer both my AmuLIT and my Azusa. That's sexy. I can't transmute for Cavern, unfortunately. So if my opponent has Disdainful Stroke, we're in a bad spot. The good thing is I can get my opponent to stroke this Colossus. Alternatively, I can pack for Tracker. No, I cannot. I forgot to bring it in. I'm so dumb. Why didn't I bring in the Tracker? That's not a smart move. I do think I jammed the Titan here. And the reason for that is that Titan is going to be 6 mana, so it's going to be more mana efficient for me to cast it this turn, and I'm going to be able to slam a Colossus next turn, even if my Azusa and my AmuLIT die. So I think I'm slamming the Titan. My opponent is probably going to have Disdainful Stroke, but I don't think I'm going to win the game by not doing anything. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if the primetime resolves, we win, right? So I'm not really playing around it. I'm not assuming that the primetime is going to resolve, because if the primetime resolves, we win anyway. So, so then being able to cast the Colossus doesn't really matter. Yeah, there you go, Nihil Fox. You get. I think I'm going to slam the Titan. Alternatively, I could pact. So if my opponent has Stub or Snapcaster, they need to fire that off. Yeah, that might be a next level play right there. Do I want to do that? I think I'm gonna cast the Pact. No, because I still have one more land drop. Oh my god! I'm so good! I'm so freaking good! Oh my god, this is insane! Whoa! Next level place. Next level place. This is why you guys are here. Because of the completely tight and perfect gameplay. That's what we're doing here. Holy crap. Whew! so much fire. That was pretty damn sexy, if I can say so myself. $16 opponent. I guess I have a bounce on already in hand, so I'm gonna get a cover across, so sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just making the optimal lines, even as we have already won the game. Good times, good times. Whew, whew, whew. Oh my god, this was great. And that is how you beat Death Shadow. I want to buy you a whiskey and a cigar right now. I deserve it. To be fair, I deserve it. That was cool. I'm happy. I'm happy about that. I'm okay with what just happened. Playing around Slaughter Pact, yeah, of course. That's exactly what I was doing. Playing around Slaughter Pact. Alright. Alright. That was pretty cool. List is nice. List is nice. It's funny that after all of this testing and everything, I'm still not sold on the Hive Minds in the main deck. I think they're a cool card to play as a sideboard card, but playing them in the main deck, like we just played 2 matches, we sat it out both times. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is okay. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? The list looks nice. I kind of miss Ramming Up though. Like with all the black-green that's been going around, Ramming Up has been pretty damn solid, honestly. It's like the matchup for black-green against Phoenix, like insanely good or something. Because why is there so many black-green players? Like when I played last time I played the Modern League was on stream last Thursday, and I played 2 leagues, and I can't remember if we played in 2 leagues against 3 black-green players or 4, but it was something like that, like somewhere around there. Pretty good hand here. So even if these steerings whiff, we're still representing a turn 4 prime time on the draw, which is a little bit unfortunate. But steerings can definitely find an AmuLIT, and if we find an AmuLIT, then we're off to the races. What do I think about 3 serum, 4 steerings, or the other way around? Keep. So many Verdant Catacombs. That's insane. Okay. Whoa. All right. I was not expecting this guy. What do you think about 3 versus 4 Serum Visions? Honestly, oh, that's cool. I am not really sure yet. It feels like if you're gonna split 4 and 3, it should be 3 Serum, 4 steerings, because of mana-based constraints more than anything. I think we might be dead here. Why is my opponent playing Viserys here, though? Yeah, this is gonna be very, very slow. We're just probably gonna die next turn. Collected Company. Oh no. Alright, so infinite mana. As soon as they show me a threat, I'm gonna concede. I'm gonna make my opponent go through it. I don't think we were ever beating these anyway, huh? My opponent is not looking in chat. Oh, I know. I just think that the infinite life combo is terrible. Like, what? You're playing a 1-mana 1/1. Yeah. Like, this is the good combo. This, what my opponent has going on here is the good combo. This is completely not good. Okay, paths in. Probably I want Sage. My opponent's playing Abzan. I'm not gonna bring in Cavernous Souls. Ghost Quarter is terrible. Explosives are coming in. Pact of Negation is pretty bad in this kind of matchup, but maybe I just need to try to Hive Mind. Nah, there's no way. The Hive Mind is not gonna be the play. This is not how we win. Oh, really? Yeah, but that one is like all in on the Devoted Druid combo, so it's like with Simian Spirit guys and stuff, right? Yeah. Also, so Crazy Po, the thing is that with this combo you're only playing 4 bad cards, right? You're playing the 4 Viziers, because the Druid is a fine card, and the 2/2 guy, the Dashboard Security, is also a fine card. It's very good in like grinding matchups and stuff. But Viscera Seer is just not a modern playable Magic card. So it's kind of weird. I think I'm gonna go with this setup. Yeah, King Cantona. There's a version that plays Chalices. I don't know if main deck or sideboard, and it plays Simian Spirit Guides, which I think it's very smart because you're not playing any 1-mana cards that are relevant, and also you are stopping a lot of the cards that kill your combo. So Bold, Fatal Push, stuff like that. Yeah, me too. Me too, Resmaster. So I share your sentiment. I played a little bit of Melira, like the podless version, basically. I played a little bit of Kiki Chord. I played actually quite a bit of Kiki Chord. At one point, I was Kiki Chord guy in my LGS. I played Kiki Chord at like a couple of events, doing reasonably well, like like regionals and stuff like that. And then I started playing Red Green Breach, which Red Green Breach was pretty sweet. Something similar to the list that won the latest latest Grand Prix. Yeah, GP. It was GP that won. Just straight red green though. Was never a big fan of the black splash. So we got one piece of interaction and we got an AmuLIT and Azusa. So basically I'm going to keep and I'm going to hope that especially because we have like turn 2 Azusa, so we should be like reasonably ahead unless I die, which is possible. That's a very solid draw. So that gives me access to a blue source. So here we're going to sequence like this. We're going to bounce here. We're going to play Azusa. I'm going to play a basic forest. And I'm going to steering to see if I find a blue source I can... Yep, there it is. And I'm going to get Botanical Sanctum so I can play around Damping Sphere. So we're playing the Sanctum and we are playing Serum Visions. My opponent can kill me next turn, so there's no real value in me holding up Path to Exile, and Serum Visions drew us into a prime time. So now I'm very happy with our position. Unless... Well, even if my opponent Damping Spheres me, I don't care. I just play a prime time and kill them on the following turn. So, don't you miss Walking Ballista? In this matchup, yes. In this matchup, very much so. But besides that, in all the other matchups, I have not really missed Walking Ballista. Okay. So we should be able to take it home from here. And I'm going to main phase kill this Devoted Druid. I mean, by that I mean second main phase, right? Of course. Float mana. I guess we bounce it. Forest. I think I'm just gonna bounce Sanctuary because I want to play around Damping Sphere. There's no reason for me to put myself dead to Damping Sphere. GP was announced and questioned my life choices when everyone had 3 cages. Yeah, that will happen to you. That's modern right there. I cited out my Pact of Negation, which I'm kind of sad about. But it's still fine. Like, the card is not good here. So I can't double strike. I cannot present lethal. That's what I mean. I have 2 land drops left, and I can only either Stronghold twice or double strike. I think I want to Stronghold twice. I'm playing around that Sphere and I haven't even packed it for this Titan. I'm dumb. Alright, so we're fine. We can... Can I double strike and hold up? Yes, I can. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna double strike and hold up... Hold that path. So we're gonna get Simic... I can get Tolaria. Yeah, Tolaria plus double strike land seems like the play. And before combat, I'm going to pass the Devoted Druid. So we're gonna get Sunhome Tolaria. We're going to untap. We're going to pass Devoted Druid before blockers. And then we're gonna double strike Titan. Alright, sweet. Gross Drew, thank you for the follow. You think we might fit Ballista in the sideboard? I kind of like it in board instead of boarding it in 70% of the time. I honestly have not missed. Oh, what's up, Andrea? How you doing? I didn't see your message earlier. I honestly have not missed Ballista. I mean, I'm not gonna put a card in my sideboard against like Devoted Druid combo, right? This is just not it. It's not really a deck. Teehee. So here I'm just going to cast a Titan, play another Titan. That should be lethal. Even if they answer... No, they cannot answer my Yasusa, so this is fine. So that's 3 mana. Make some extra mana, just cuz. So bounce here. Then we transmute. Get another Titan. Sure. Yep. And this is what I played around by. They just concede probably. Yeah. This is what I played around by getting T West plus plus Sun Home on my attack trigger. I'm about to go get some food. Have a good stream. Oh, thanks, Andrea. Have a good lunch. They couldn't land into Coco. They have no creatures in play, so they can't. All of their combos include 3 cards, 3 creatures, and they don't have any. And even they cannot make infinite mana because the Devoted Druid would have been summoning sick. I tried hard too, Wristmaster. I was playing Kiki Core during Eldrazi Winter. You can see my struggle. I tried really hard. It didn't quite work. Did not quite work. Not loving this Coalition Relic. Maybe we can play. No, we can play one of Pact instead. Alternatively, we can play one of Rex Sage in case they bring in something stupid like Worship. We can still stop Worship with explosives. So Worship is not a good card against us, but it might gain them like 1 or 2 key turns that they need to put together their combo. I don't think I like negating the matchup, and I guess a Pact of Negation. I just kind of don't like the Coalition Relic on the draw. Yeah, unfortunately, this is in this kind of matchup I used to side in the 4th path, of course, but I guess it's the one matchup where Celestial Purge is actually unplayable, and the other card is Path is actually great. This hand dies to an early combo, but all of our hands die to an early combo. So you see, this card is so bad. Oh, that changes things. What do we lead on? Because I feel I'm looking for Path to Exile. I'm looking for Path to Exile / Amulet. Steerings digs me too deeper to find an Amulet. But Serum Visions sets up my draws, prevents me from drawing blanks, and also digs for Path. Oh yeah, Ragman's that. Somebody in the MTG Goldfish website said that Amulet was a bad mid-range deck, and then it won the Open, so it's hilarious. This is actually a very, very tough turn 1. I think I'm going to Steerings. How do my land drops look like? So I'm going to play mine on 1, but then if I draw an Amulet, I want to play it on 2 and then play a land, which will probably be a Vesuvius. Yeah, so I guess that I lead on Steerings. No, I lead on Gemstone Mine because if I do find a path, I'm going to be able to want to cast it on turn 2, on my second turn. So I think this is correct. I guess we do want Azusa. This is not a good draw though. Yep. So we can't draw a path here, so I'm gonna Steerings. Bojuku Bog doesn't really do anything, so I guess I'm getting a Sanctuary. I'm not playing around Damping Sphere. And here I'm gonna be discarding a Summoner's Pact. We might just... I mean, we're most likely just dead here, actually. But yeah, like the way our mana situation worked, I think it was correct to Center Visions on 1, because if we find a Path to Exile on 2, we could have steered off of the basic forest and then still be able to cast a Path if my opponent plays a Devoted Druid. So I think it was correct to do that. They just have it. They play a Kitchen Finks. Also not a particularly good card in the modern format. Path? Which card is bad for you? Path to Exile, you say? Summoner's Pact, you say? Let me give you some more of those. You feel like you could use more of the card you just discarded to hand size. Yeah, even a Titan here doesn't really get me anywhere. I mean, we did bring one Pact of Negation that we can transmute for, but... So basically we just need my opponent to not have it, which doesn't seem particularly likely. Especially because they will have like this and one more turn to draw one of their 4 druids, 4 courts, or 4 collected companies. Not loving my odds. Hopefully my opponent diluted their deck a good amount by playing cards like Path to Exiles and stuff. That would be great. That would be awesome if my opponent just chose to put cards in their deck that don't help them kill me. Which is an incredibly common mistake, I think. Mirror Entity. Okay, I did not see this one coming for sure. So I guess they can make all of their dudes a 2/2 at the cost of 1 Devoted Druid. What do I care more about? The land drops? Because I can still cast Titan next turn even if this Azusa dies, so I don't care about that. I think I'm just gonna take it though. Like, I don't think that this mana is gonna be particularly relevant. Like, if they want to do the thing, they're gonna be able to do the thing. I know that Druid won't die, that's why I'm not concerned about this. So they clearly don't have a path, and they clearly don't have a Vizier or a Court, because I would already be dead. So I have no idea what their hand could possibly look like. I can also transmute for Engineered Explosives here. Maybe they just have lands. No. I would be trading Azusa for 2 mana with this Devoted Druid. Basically, I would be trading Azusa for a -1/-1 counter on this Devoted Druid. That's what the trade is, basically. That's not a good draw. Okay, just hope for the best. So I don't really care about gaining life. I'm not necessarily in danger here. I think I'm gonna get T-West for sure, and then another blue source. So next turn, can I transmit? No, I cannot transmit for both explosives and... I cannot transmit for both explosives and Pact of Negation, so I think I'm just going to get Simic T-West. Bounce this one, play this one, bounce this one, and replay this one. No attacks. Yeah, 2 T-West was another consideration. I simply cannot believe I'm not dead. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can trade with the mirror entity. And I can block the druid. What am I more afraid of? I think at this point I am a little bit low on life, so I'm more afraid of the mirror entity than the devoted druid. Also, I can just explosives on 2 to kill that, so... And next turn I can... 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I missed this actually. Actually, this is -1/-1 counter. Yeah, I should have taken 1 less damage than I'm taking here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have access to 9 mana, which means that I can pact for a Titan and then transmute for a Pact of Negation. So I think I should be in solid shape here. I mean, wow, this is interesting. I guess they have another Devoted Druid, because this one's gonna die now. Okay, so they're gonna E-wit the mirror entity. And that kills the Devoted Druid. That's an interesting play actually from my opponent. That's kind of cool. They put a card on top. Does not seem good for me. Solid draw, so now I don't need to pay for Pact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast Titan, get Kalni, Crossroads, play Vesuva, copy Crossroads, transmute for Pact of Negation. Then next turn I pay 5, I have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, so I can swing for 6 with this Titan and then play in haste another Titan. So that would be 14 damage, or I can simply transmute for an explosives at that point instead of the second Titan, which I think it's going to be better. So they have entity in hand. We're not just dead, I don't think. Because I can block... My opponent's gonna need to use 3 mana to cast entity, and they can only activate it for 2. And they can only swing for 3, and I'm going to present 3 blockers thanks to the Kalni Garden. So no, we're not dead. But oddly enough, I think I let the... Get a Pact of Negation. And oddly enough, I think I'm going to let the mirror entity resolve. Because with my opponent's current board state, my opponent left a card on top. And if that card is a Vizier, I actually just die because my opponent goes and gets infinite life. So I think I let... Yeah, this one I need to pact. And I have no idea why my opponent led on this one. I guess they would have led on this one if they have like a Damping Sphere or something. Terriba, yes it does. And yes, we did board out Hive Mind. It's not very good against the deck that can pay for like our main pact, right? Okay, so Pay for Pact. So I'm at 4. I cannot transmute because I have used my blue mana. So transmuting for explosives is not a thing. I can get a 3rd blocker and then Pact for another Titan, which seems like it's going to be the play. And if my opponent has another Vizier, I just die. But at least I can get. Yeah, at least I can get. Bojuki Box, so they need to have exactly another Vizier, because Eternal Witness doesn't do it. If they can gain infinite life, I think you're at least. No, I don't think so. Like, I'm not so afraid of this combo in general. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 to 0 visions, and then we're gonna hold up white mana in case we draw Path to Exile, which we hopefully do. So we're going to swing, and we're gonna get Simic plus Bojuki Bog. Bog is going to get them there, and now I'm going to bounce the Vesuva or like Kalni Garden, whatever. I'm just going to replay it as a Kalni. They take 6. Now I Summoner's Pact for prime time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I play prime time. Yes. We're going to get Sunhome T-West, I guess. And then Vesuva is going to copy the Kalni. And then I'm going to Visions, hoping to find the Path to Exile. Exactly. It's not a Path to Exile. So we're going to bottom. And we're going to cross our fingers and pass the turn. Yes, Squaremate, you're correct. So if your opponent's cryptic mode was bounce draw, then you're basically gonna get a bounce draw. So you can't choose to counter their cryptic. And that of course works for every single modal spell, K command, all the commands basically. But yeah. Here I'm just basically helpless. I just need my opponent not to have it. The good thing is that if my opponent does not have it, I think we are actually quite likely to win from here. Because if I get to untap, I'm going to actually get to transmute for explosives on 3, so... If this is a mean slow roll, I would not appreciate it. Okay. So I guess we get to win. Sweet. I love winning. Winning is pretty sweet. So I'm not presenting a lethal clock here, but I can explosives on 3, which should leave my opponent with a Finks with a counter on it, which means that it cannot combo me out, and a Noble Hierarch and a Viscera. So I think that is a fine trade for us. Green, 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 and white. Right? No, okay, so I'm going to leave the blue up. I'm going to pay like this. That is correct. Something. Although I guess I don't really need anything. Well, maybe I should have paid with the TOS since I'm probably getting the bounce land off of the attack trigger. 6. How much can they block with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I play another prime time and I haste it, do I still have mana? So this is prime time mana. This is haste mana alongside this. So I should be able to double strike a hasty prime time. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. When does the new mulligan kick in line? I think it's on Wednesday, if I'm not crazy. Red Hand Band, yeah, it's sometimes played in, because it goes infinite with, it's like a way to kill people. Oh. It's a way to kill people with your infinite mana. So we have only one primetime there, we did not sign any primetimes out. So we still have one Primeval Titan, yeah. So we can make 16 plus 6 plus 12. 16 plus 12 on 2. Boom, boom. Primeval Titan. Squadron Titan. Squadron Titan. I'm gonna haste the new Titan. Boom, boom. And then we have enough mana to double strike. I guess we can do that main phase. So let's do that main phase. This will basically force my opponent to trade their board. Right click, attack all. Come on, Moto. There we go. And this is a lethal attack. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything, right? They can't draw a card. This is just a lethal attack. Gemstone, gemstone. Yeah, I just concede. Yeah, but this is like grossly lethal. It gained them effectively 1 life because now this blocks for 1 instead of blocking for 2, so it effectively gains them 1 life. Wow, crazy that we managed to win that game. My opponent just whiffed for every single turn until the turn where I had exactly the answer. It was also weird that they should have at least led on the mirror entity, because the mirror entity, they can like bait me into making a mistake and just like, you know, snap countering. As I already said, I was not going to counter the mirror entity, especially because I knew that my opponent had scried a card to the top. So I was not going to like counter the mirror entity anyway, but they could have like allowed me to make a mistake at least. So I think that was like a miss sequence by them. Oh yeah, Sledu Gauthier. Yeah, that's actually something that I can't remember where I heard it said. But yeah, that's actually a very cool thing. Oh, we're playing against Matt Sperling. Cool. Hi. Good luck. I think this is a keep. The sequencing is going to be weird though. So I'm going to start on turn 1 Scout. Then it's going to be strange because I'm going to need to play the AmuLIT off of the gemstone. And I'm going to, you know, trying to hope that I find a bounce land. Never mind. There it is. Cool. So we play AmuLIT. We're going to play Kalni Garden here. And I think that I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to play out the Relic and then Serum Visions. Resetting the gemstone mine. The reason why I'm doing this is because I am very, very likely to be able to cast a Titan next turn anyway, and what I'm missing is exactly a Titan, so Serum Vision gets me closer to a Titan. Yep, so we can easily bottom those cards because I have blank pieces of cardboard, and then go on to the next. I've been digging Serum Visions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get to prime time here. I could try to like steerings into like a second. Steerings into second. I mean, it doesn't even do it because it just doesn't do it. Because that means that I don't have any ATB tapped land. So we're gonna do Vesuva Stronghold here. Vesuva copying Garrison. We're gonna haste. And then I think I'm going to protect this Stronghold. And then I'm gonna get... Man, I miss... If we had Ghost Quarter in the main, we would win this game easily. Okay. Here I am not going to bounce the T-West, but I'm going to bounce this instead. And the reason for this is that if they want to destroy my T-West, they are not killing my Titan, so they lose anyway. Oops, my bad. Steerings, just because. We can find a second amulet. Yes, and I'm going to play it out because this gives me lethal next turn, even through my opponent answering my prime time. So even if they turn 3 car, and that's just too slow. I just want to point out how we would have lost this game if we had not Serum Visions in the deck. That's all I want to say. If that had been something that's not Serum Visions, we would have not gotten there. So we play Vesuva copying this. That's 4, 5, 6 plus Transmute mana. Then we get to play Stronghold. Yeah, we should be good here. Copy this. Bounce. Transmute for Summoner's Pact. Pact for prime time. 4, 6. Let's play this out just so my opponent knows that they are dead. Sanctuary Gemstone. White. Red. Just wasting mana because nothing matters. Go to combat, attack Sperling. Sunhome, T-West. Would have won with Adventural Simples. Yeah, that's possible. Alright, GQ. Bring this bad boys in and Rexage. Hivemind, like this is literally the matchup for Hivemind. We can side out the relics, and we can side out another land, probably Cavernous Souls. Yeah. And then we're going to side out. Maybe I don't want the Rexage actually. Yeah, this seems super straightforward. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I will be right back. submit. No, Walking Ballista doesn't win that game. Not even close. Well, you're seeing the matchup where Highmind is good against Tron, any kind of control deck. It's actually surprisingly good against Phoenix. I wasn't expecting for it to be that good, but it has been very good. Also, my opponent has still, like, they haven't used 1 minute out of their clock. That's hilarious. This is not a good hand against Tron. Not on the draw. This is... Yeah, probably gonna have to move on this one too. Okay, this one does something, and that is a plan. Already have it packed, so we just need a way to ramp. So sad one of my streamers remote their chair remote. I wonder how many streamers have a chair remote. I would imagine it's a solid amount of streamers, right? No turn 3 Tron is good for us. We would have definitely found some trouble trying to beat turn 3 Tron. Okay. Okay, we're gonna face turn 4 Tron. So we can't really blue pact here, so we're gonna transmute for G pact, and if we draw a Susa or another green pact, we win. Well, I guess they have a chromatic sphere, so we don't technically win. They can pay for a pact. Okay. What big fatty do we have coming up? Okay, they cannot pay for a pact anymore. So another pact does it. It's a Karn. So I guess that nothing does it anymore now. Second Amulet doesn't do it either. They go after the Simic. Wow, we would have won. Crazy. Crazy. Well, we can't afford to pact because we die to Karn minus, so just passing the turn. I'm going to exile the Sun Home because with our current configuration, second pact wins the game, so... So I think I'm... Second Amulet... I said second Amulet or second pact? Okay, whatever it is. Second Amulet wins the game. They play their land and then they fetch with the Sanctum. That's kind of weird. Okay, gimme an Amulet. We're 1 mana short. Daggers. Daggers. So this... So this is gonna minus next turn. Oh, JK Howells. Yeah, no problem. You got it. I mean, that's what the Twitter's for, right? If I show my opponent the Simic growth, then they're just gonna minus on the Amulet, and then I'm kind of dead. I mean, I guess I do it anyway. It doesn't look like we're winning this one. Great Player 1? No, it does not. So the amount of land drops track as the effect is here. So you as a player, while Azusa is in play, you have 2 extra land drops. So if you use them, then when the second Azusa comes in, this Azusa dies, and the new Azusa says that you may play 2 additional land drops, and at that point you have already played 2 additional land drops. So so this is a giant ballista. Yeah, so we're dead here, but we were not beating this anyway. So oh, they just have the Mog. No, this is a ballista. Yeah. Yeah, we were not gonna beat this. Yeah, for sure, great player. Yeah, my opponent had like 1 thing too many. That's fine, that's what Tron does. They have things. That's what Tron does. Anything we might want to change? I don't think so. I think we're just fine. Think there will be anything spicy in the new modern set coming up for AmuLIT? I don't know. I guess we keep this and hope. Classic keep and pray. There might be some sweet stuff. I kind of doubt it. I'm not particularly confident that there will be something good. But I think that if they do reprints, they're not gonna reprint Exploration, because Exploration would kind of make AmuLIT busted. Nature Slam is fine. You can just like hold this one up. It's a tower. But maybe crop rotation could be interesting. Surprise bounce land could be sweet. So I guess I play this out now. Because if I draw Azusa, I have AmuLIT mana next turn. Villa Briga, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Hobby for Living Wish. Yeah, Living Wish would be super sweet. Wow, punished. Punished. So punished. So punished. I punted this by not playing this out last turn. I was just talking in chat and I didn't really sequence my turn properly. If I had played this, I would be able to play Primetime and swing this turn. As is, I think we're going to still be fine. We're just not going to be able to haste the Titan. We play this. Bounce. Play this again. Bounce. Play this a 3rd time. Bounce this one. Prime time, yes. And what can my opponent have? They can have... I feel like I definitely want to go Squatter. If they have their own Ghost Squatter and I GQ, I get 1, 2, 3, 4 mana anyway, so I can still pay for Pact. And they cannot kill my... They cannot kill my Titan, not with 4 mana only. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get Ghost Squatter plus T-West. I do die to something like Beast Within. But like, who plays Beast Within anyway? Like, props to my opponent for playing a terrible card. I guess I'm not gonna be greedy and I'm gonna get a Gemstone. Or Khalni, I guess. Sure. Is it sure though? I definitely want Ghost Quarter because I don't want to get like Karned or Ugin. That's how I die. I think I'm just gonna get T-West. I don't think that there's any way with like. Speaking of standard Tron lists, if I take standard Tron lists into consideration, I don't think there's any card that my opponent could have that punishes me here. And even if they destroy my AmuLIT, I'm still drawing towards Hive Mind. Yeah, at this point, I'm just looking at like impossible scenarios, right? I'm just trying to play around. I'm trying to find like the most niche possible way that I lose this game because I'm in such a commanding position and I don't think I can lose. The only awkward thing is now my opponent can actually pay for a green pact. They cannot pay for a blue pact though. So that is something. That's an expedition map. So they have Tron next turn. Now we pay for pact. We play this. And oh, that was a mistake actually. I could have, yeah, I think I messed it up. I play Simic. I think I'm not fine anymore. That was, oh no, I'm still fine. Never mind. So I Simic Growth. I transmute for Blue Pact. Pact of Negation. Now I swing and I get Simic. Yeah, I get double bounce land. I swing and I get double bounce land. Simic. Sanctuary, sure. They untap. And I bounce this and I bounce this. Because I need this land in play. Because of my mistake earlier. And now I play this out. Float all the mana, that's 7 mana total. We bounce this. I'm going to cast Hive Mind, holding up green mana. Cast Hive Mind, then I'm going to cast Ancient Stirrings, holding priority, and then I'm going to to Pact of Negation my own Ancient Stirrings, and my opponent will die on their upkeep. Sweet. 3-1. Let's see if we can get that elusive 4-1. This seems like a very robust hand, but if we're playing against a fast deck, we're going to die. I think I'm going to keep anyway. Because Crossroads means that even if I'm playing against something like Burn, I still can get some value. What was I playing around? I mean, I guess that... So, let me tell this story. I've told this story a couple of times already. So, back in the Summer Bloom days, I, of course, was playing AmuLIT, because, well, you know, the deck was broken back then already. And basically what happened is I was playing at an event, and that's not a bad draw, because my opponent might be on some kind of Blood Moon deck over there. Let me finish this and I'll tell the story. No ETB and tap lands is kind of brutal here. I think I bottom both. And I'm going to play the semi-growth here, bouncing this, so I can... if I draw an untap land next turn, I can play a Relic, but even if I don't, I can at least play out the Tribe Scout. So I was playing an event, and this was like the semi-finals. Wow, I hadn't seen Scred in a really long time. Now everybody's playing Faithless Looting now. That's hilarious. I hadn't played. This was the semi-finals of States. I'm playing against my opponent. I am playing Bloom Titan. and I cast Hive Mind, and I Summoner's Pact against my blue-white Tron opponent. We were playing against my and I Summoner's Pact. Triggers go on the stack, and I say, with the trigger on the stack, I will pact my own Titan. At this point, it was pretty late. I was honestly super tired, and I kind of like autopiloted into like doing this. I'm like, yeah, pact with trigger on the stack. I pact. My opponent says, with my copy of Pact of Negation, I'm gonna I'm gonna counter my copy of Summoner's Pact, and then I'm like, you cannot do that because I am responding. That is nice. I am responding to. I'm not responding to your trigger. You still have no pacts by the time I do this, and my opponent says, why not? I mean, I just get this stuff, and then he's like, we call a judge, and the judge rules wrong. they do just rule it wrong, and they say that, wow, that's pretty brutal. They do say that I do lose the game because I didn't say hold priority, and that I should have said hold priority. And they also really punished me for not playing out the second scout, but I was trying to charge so I could hide mine them. So basically ever since then, even though that ruling is wrong, and I know that it's wrong, I have been saying hold priority. No, because I die on my upkeep, right? Like, I cannot pay. The relic trigger goes on my main phase, and by that time I already need to pact. I already need to have paid for my pact. So you cannot use pact. You cannot use relic in this way. Unlike something like Lotus Bloom, if this were a Lotus Bloom that was coming off suspend, I could have used it, because the Lotus Bloom triggers on upkeep. But this one triggers on main phase. Oh yeah, Ariane, I saw that. I mean, you can just like jam Faithless Looting everywhere at this point. That seems to be like what people are into. So we have one out, basically, our second Coalition Relic. Yeah, but we don't have 2 blue. Pact of Negation requires 2 blue. Okay, so it's not Skred, because they are playing... Oh, this is more like Odin Red. Yeah, of course, if Magus weren't in play, I would have slammed that, of course. But yeah, but Magus is pretty good against us. And now this Chandra is a really, really quick clock. Yeah, as it usually does, Blood Moon just won my opponent this game. Yeah, Hisio, that's exactly what I said, and I argued with but he was the head judge. Good to know about this one. I argued with the head judge. I'm like, no, this. I mean, I verbally said that I was going to do this in response to the Hive Mind trigger. I didn't say that it was in response to this. But the head judge is like, no, you needed to say hold priority. I'm like, I know this is wrong, but they're like, yeah, but that's my final ruling. I'm like, well, fuck you anyway. Yeah, so this is gonna kill me in 2 turns. Yeah, so I can't win anymore. I just don't have enough mana to hide mine, so... Okay, so my opponent is over there playing their unplayable deck that is randomly good against us. Yeah, it is. It was very tilting because it was my like first ever top 8. It was like a 70 people tournament or something, and it was like the first time that I was actually doing that well. It was just when I started playing, when I had just started. I guess I hadn't just started playing Modern, but I had just started playing AmuLIT, and it was like my very first event where I top 8'd and everything, and it was pretty crushing, especially because I knew that I was right. And then I ended up losing the match. To be fair, my opponent's deck was pretty sweet. Probably not Visions against the multiple Blood Moon deck. And I guess I don't want Pact of Negation. I feel like I'm gonna have one Hive Mind. I don't want both because exactly of the situation that just happened. If I had 3 relics, I would consider Hive Mind a little bit more, but this is one of the matchups where I do miss Walking Ballista because it can be cast under Blood Moon and it can kill Magus. Still not great, but it does something at least. I think I'm taking out 1 scout. Yeah, that upgrade was brutal. That upgrade my opponent had was brutal. To be fair, the reason that I'm signing out the Hive Minds is like even with that upgrade and everything, like my opponent would have still died too. Yep. I'm gonna keep this and I'm gonna hope that either I draw a white source or my opponent doesn't turn 1 or 2 Blood Moon me, and if they don't, I am a very big favorite to win. If I draw a white source, I also win, which is great. What do you mean by saying that before Hive Mind trigger Pokeballs? But well, I guess I learned because now my opponent can never get me again, right? It's the same thing as like not paying for a pact, you know? That is a mistake that you do it once and then you just feel like so stupid, because usually when you're not paying for a pact, I'm saying like not paying for a pact that you just forgot about, right? I'm not saying that not paying for a pact that your opponent like fulminated you or something, because that's fine. But that is one of those mistakes that you just make one time and it just, you know, it never happens again ever, because you just feel so dumb. Because you just lost what was an important match to you. Nico95, thank you for the follow. You lost what was an important match to you because of like a stupid technicality. Oh, we're gonna get turn 1 Blood Moon here. Sick. So I guess even if I draw a white source, it's not going to matter. Hopefully they have something like turn 1 Rabble Master or something that's like extremely beatable. Turn 1 Chalice would be nice too. Nope, it's gonna be turn 1 Moon. How does that deck beat anything ever, basically, besides AmuLIT? I mean, look at what my opponent's deck is doing. They played a Blood Moon on turn 1 and then did nothing on turn 2. Because their deck doesn't do anything. Sure. I'm waiting a little bit to play this out, because if we happen to draw what's his name? Okay, so now we're dead. Now I don't think we can win anymore. So now we would need to draw like Coalition Relic into Rex Sage. Does not seem particularly likely. My opponent is playing Emrakul in the pile of shit deck. Oh my god, what are you doing, opponent? Holy crap. What are they playing Emrakul for? Alright, I'm done. Okay. Alright. This looks sweet. I'm still not sold on the main deck High Minds, even though we've been playing them for a while. To help in their middle matchup? Yeah, but this is post-board. Like, why do they have an Emrakul against me? It makes no sense at all. But well, whatever. Alright, we're gonna fire up a second league, probably with the same list. This is cool. But I wanted to thank everybody for hanging out today. My name is Francisco, in case you are new to the stream. We stream a lot of AmuLIT and sometimes Legacy and other stuff. And donation leagues from time to time as well. So if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that follow button. Nice hand. Make sure you hit that follow button. You can get notified whenever I go live. And if you want to support the stream, you can do so by subscribing. Yeah, just like Luca Shock, who's now following. Thank you very much. If you want to support the stream, you can subscribe. You get access to the primetime emote as well as the Sakapa emote, which are pretty sweet. And also, it's a great way of helping the stream, and you get access to the cyborg guide that I'm writing for, that I wrote already for subscribers, which I will be updating probably soon-ish, because I've been quite happy with this like Serum Vision versions of the deck. I need to still figure out like the actual 75, but I think I will be writing one probably over this week or next week. So if you're a sub, you will definitely get notified whenever I get the updated one, and you can have access to it. The bad matchups emote is coming. I think I can make it. I mean, I'm still not a partner. I will get access to more emotes whenever I become partner, if I do, which hopefully happens soon-ish. But I think I'm gonna make it for a tier 1 sub, because I get access to tier 1 sub emotes already, and I'm not using them. So I think I'm gonna make the no bad matchups emote for tier 2 subs. And maybe something else for tier 3 subs. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to join the AmuLIT Discord, you can do so with that link. Aetas, thank you for the follow. If you want to check out previous streams, you can do so on my YouTube channel, which is right there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that's my Twitter handle. And finally, if you want to see your deck, your 75 played on stream, all you need to do is make a donation for that covers the entry fee of a league, and I will play your 75 live on stream. And Telperium Kadu, thank you very, very much for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold, 7th subscriber of the day. Alright, we're gonna keep this hand just so I don't let my opponent hang over there. Thank you very much for the support. I know that I missed a longer-ish comment while I was doing my plug, but so sorry about that. Okay, let's read that. Okay, and I think I'm gonna lead on Scout here. I'm not gonna play around turn 1 Blood Moon again. Jace13, thank you very much for that follow. Just here for the memes. So I got sold some beta cards that were cut to look like alpha from Card Kingdom. Whoa, that's gross. That's so shitty that happened. Sweet, so we got access to a Blood Moon. That's cool. To a Simic Growth, to a Bounce Land, I mean. So that's sweet. So let's see what we can find here. I think second Bounce Land is better than the alternatives here, but we're probably playing against Grixis Shadow, so I want to play this AmuLIT under Counter Magic. And then we're gonna get destroyed by Inquisition of Kostelek. During Bloom Days in one of our big tournaments, a player paid Blue Pact incorrectly, Blue won, and then after a draw phase, Judge was calling, player didn't lose but was forced to pay the rest, 2 colorless. Then he tapped the lands in a way that was so beneficial for him since he knew what he drew for the turn and won on a spot with Hive Mind. Even though it was a bad plan to leave blue mana open after paying effect, he saw the Hive Mind by drawing it and then he won. Yeah, that's pretty shitty, honestly. Personally, I don't agree at all with the new rule for like paid pacts. I think that is kind of bullcrap, honestly, because I mean, the card literally says you lose the game in the card, so it feels like it's literally not doing what the card does. And I feel like if you're paying packs in your deck, you should die. I mean, if you forget to pay for them, you should definitely die to not paying for them. So I think that is a very stupid rules change that I don't agree with at all. Yeah, he's here. I don't remember how I don't know how that works really. So we're playing against Grixis Shadow. So we're gonna side with the same that we did earlier. But yeah, honestly, like I know that judging is a labor of love and everything, but like sometimes judge rulings are so bad. It really it can be very frustrating, and the worst part is that it's so frustrating for the person that was like hurt by the ruling. It can really destroy a potential Magic career, which is very very shitty. But I guess I want to believe that judges do the best that they can, but sometimes when you know that the rule is wrong and you're like, dude, you like this is wrong. Like, how can you possibly think that this is the correct thing to the correct way to fix this? And I don't know. It's just super frustrating. It can be super frustrating. Yeah, yeah. I thought you were asking. Sorry, Hooked, or not like Phoenix. Yeah, so basically the new rule means that says that if you forget to pay it, you simply pay for it like later. You're basically the pack trigger is put on the stack, even if it's like in your second main phase, whenever somebody remembers it, and then you pay for it then, which I think it's so bad. Went 4-31 at Cleveland with my first tournament running anime. It felt really good, but had some bad beats. Started 3-0, but lost to Zach Allen because I wasn't running Jaime, so now I'm gonna run Jaime. Well, it's hard to say that you lost because you were not running Hive Mind, right? Because like your list would look significantly different if you weren't. So what's the repercussion of we saying we don't agree? Basically, the judge will say if you can escalate it. So if you are if this is the table judge that gives you this ruling, you can say I don't agree, and then the rule will get escalated. So that means that a higher level judge will rule for you, and then after that, once like if the head judge agrees with that ruling, then you can say I don't agree, but then the head judge is going to say I'm sorry, but this is my final ruling, and then at that point you can't do anything about it. This is a weird hand, but I think it's a weird keep. No discard spell at least. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play T-West here. This allows me to use Serum Visions on 2. I hope that my opponent doesn't like Thought Scour EOT and then they get to cast an Angler next turn with the exact mana, but it is what it is. Yeah, the head judge does whatever they want. Okay, so this turn I think I'm definitely playing out the block here, because this is not Angler mana unless they have another Scour. If they have another Scour, then this is Angler mana. But if they don't, yeah, this is gonna be a hard Thoughtseize here, and now they can't play a threat this turn. And hopefully this Bog does some serious damage here. Yeah, they are forced to take the Colossus. That's hilarious. Yikes. Okay, so I guess I Visions first. Because if my opponent wants to stop this, I get to exile it. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so we found the Botanical Sanctum. This is great. So we get to Azusa on 3. So we're going to bottom this, and then I'm going to top this. We already have an answer to a Death Shadow. Now we get to bog my opponent's yard, which means that I cannot get anglered. So I can't get anglered, and I have answers to Shadow. So this is pretty great. And I think that I'm so afraid of this Death Shadow that I'm gonna kill it right now. Maybe not kill it, but like play my answer to it right here. Because if my opponent happens to untap, then they can actually just stop. If they draw a fetch land, they can just stop my explosive. So I think it's a priority for me to be able to deal with this. Alright. So I guess it resolves. This is of course much worse if my opponent Thoughtseize is here or something, right? Because now my Azusa is not going to be on the battlefield, but it's going to be in the graveyard. No blocks here, of course. Happily taking one. Very happily taking one. So now this turn I can... Gruk the Muck too. Gruk the Muck, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I saw we could one Celestia and a Forest, but I don't know the third unless it was GQ. Yeah, GQ in the sideboard now. Yep. Yeah, I only saw game 3 of the finals, and I didn't watch SCG at all during the weekend. I had a very busy weekend, so yeah. Hook to not act like Phoenix. It wins against decks that go over the top, basically, like Tron and stuff like that. What else did I miss in chat? These players want to get back the new pact ruling. They can just wait till the end of turn and call the judge over, and rule will be lost, since they can't take the turn back. I don't know how that works. Stardust Lot. Sea Watch, thank you for the follow. Seems just sloppy. Well, I don't know how like familiar the Sam was with the deck. I think he was pretty familiar with it. Chafundifornio, thank you for the follow. I think I have enough mana to like play Azusa and still hold up explosives. It's bad against a Braid. Grossly punished. Very punished. Okay, so the only way that I can hold up explosives mana is if I play this out first, and then my opponent doesn't have a removal spell. If they want to braid this now, at this point I don't think I'm so afraid of this shadow anymore, though maybe I should be. Now we're gonna bounce this, and then we're gonna replay it. Or my opponent is just gonna kill my Azusa. Oh, this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly fine, okay. I think I bounce the bog now. Yeah, I definitely bounce the bog. And then next turn I get to crack EE. Yeah, I bounce the bog. Crack EE. Play Tracker, crack EE, or I can even play AmuLIT before I do all that stuff. So I'm gonna play Tracker. Nah, I guess I'm just gonna play Tracker and play Bojuka Bog. Ooh, that's a good draw for them. Well, I guess it's not that good because I already have a Titan with this Solaria West right here. So it's not that good. And I know for a fact this was their top deck, which means that they don't have another land. And it means that they cannot play another threat this turn. Yeah, so I think I'm okay with this. But now I think my play is going to change. I think I'm going to play a crack explosives, play Bog, then play an AmuLIT. Yeah, they take the Tracker, of course. We didn't kill Shadow end of turn because I didn't know that I was going to be drawing an amulet, of course. And you should not be playing this card opponent in your deck. But I'll take it. I'll take my free wins. We did not kill the Shadow end of turn because it was just a 1/1, and I knew that it could grow. But the longer I hold this up, the longer I stop my opponent from playing multiple shadows against me, and this is the way that I lose. By holding the explosives, I'm able to kind of like maneuver and try to figure out the best turn to do stuff, basically, and I get to like make the plays that best suit my chances of winning. Play Bojuka Bog. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I guess I'll play out the amulet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 8 mana. I kind of hope that they have a Colonel's command here. And they go after my amulet. Bounce here, and we transmute. Of course, this is bad against exactly Thoughtseize, but it beats everything else. Yeah, we are. At this point, I think we're in a very, very good spot. Yeah, we're very much in a good spot. I guess they can have... I was gonna say they can have the same full stroke, but apparently they did not. Cool. Let me say that I still believe that the Shadow matchup is terrible. I know that we beat it the last 4 times we played against it, but I still think it's terrible. Alright, El Chupacabras. Alright, I think we keep this. Going to Gemstone on 1 because if we happen to draw a Serum Visions or Steerings off the top, we should be in a good spot. And we are either 1 bounce land or 1 amulet away from a turn 4 Titan or even a Hive Mind kill, so this just like this definitely looks like a win. And any cantrip is an excellent draw too. You can't usually compete so weekend because of your job. Yeah, exactly. I'm a musician, so I usually play during the weekends. Yeah, I was gonna make. I think I'm going to like. I was going to post on Twitter that I played a show the other day, and I actually had like a GoPro going on, and I recorded part of the show. So I was going to upload it to YouTube. Whoa. Solid draw. I uploaded it to YouTube. I was gonna share it for like people who wonder what I do during the weekends and why I don't stream during the weekends. What do you think about Carnity in this hybrid? I mean, why would you want it? That's the only thing. Okay, so we're playing the mirror. Bounce land. So we are playing the mirror here, and this amulet is not long for this world. The good thing is that cracking explosives is probably gonna take my opponent's next turn. So here I can use 3 to transmute for to play as Susa. Then I'm going to bounce the Simic, and then I'm going to transmute for a bounce land. That seems like the play. So we're going to transmute here. This is Asusa mana, play Asusa. Play Simic Growth, bounce Gemstone, replay Gemstone. Transmute for T-West. Play Asusa. Float mana. Bounce this. Transmute for another bounce, I guess. Yeah. Tricky turn. What kind of gig are you doing? It's just my band is a cover band. We play around the San Diego area quite a bit. So my opponent's going to be able to pay for 1 pact, but they are not going to be able to pay for 2 if I go for the Hive Mind kill. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5 mana, I guess. It's not enough. Second land drop. Third land drop. I'm 1 land drop short of killing this turn. Makes me sad. And of course, drawing another bounce land makes my use of this T-West very awful, honestly. It's just awful. Chafundifornio 8. I kind of miss the only card that I miss with this main deck configuration is the single explosives, honestly. The single explosives in the main is the card that I miss the most. I think it's correct to not play it with this configuration, but it's, you know, I wish I could anyway. Asusa mirror match. If we draw any pact, we win. And we're going to be the first ones to cast a Titan, so that should put us hopefully far ahead enough. Second pact. We can do this, I think. Okay, this is a T-West. One, two, three, four, five, six. We prime time. So I guess by steerings there, I don't get to haste here. So maybe that was a mistake, actually. At this point, the Hive Mind plan looks terrible. Unless my opponent like chooses to like go for their own pact or something. Well, I guess I couldn't have hasted anyway, so never mind. We're fine. Feel like I definitely want Garrison, and I probably want the Sun Home, and I'm going to protect this Sun Home by bouncing it. Because I know whether my opponent, I have no idea whether they are playing. Ghost Square in the main. They could very easily be. It's not trying to be a pure combo deck, but we are going, actually any card that we could take out in order to play explosives is going to make our deck less consistent, and we're trying to go for the max consistency possible with the Serum Visions and stuff. So every card that we play like explosives in the main deck is making our deck less consistent, which is the opposite of what we want to be doing. Can we haste and double strike? I don't think we can. And also the scout makes things really awkward with this hive mind. I guess that we can still win if we like naturally draw a pact, or if my opponent pacts here instead of just like playing natural Titan. Of course, not playing Ghost Quarter here. It's hurting us a big deal. All right. Have a good night, Hisio. Tigas Mob, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. Okay, so there comes prime time. They have it naturally, so that's cool. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. With no amulet, they have a chance. They like would need Stronghold or two gemstone mines in order to haste this Titan. I guess they could be playing Crumbling Vestige, maybe. Some Serum Visions lists do run EE, right? Well, I've been like just testing every single possible configuration, and this one does not. This is the way to go. I really enjoy the toolboxy nature of the deck. Well, the toolboxy nature of the deck, it's still there. It's just not as pronounced and not as pronounced in game 1, but it's still there. Yeah, honestly, as I was saying, I do like Explosives is the single card that I miss the most, but Ballista I have not been missing very much, honestly. Yeah, Ariane, I think it's perfectly defensible to still be running the. I mean, it's super simple, right? You just like not play Hive Mind anymore. You just stop running the Hive Mind package, and now all of a sudden you open up to like having access to maybe even the full for, explosives, the full for. What am I trying to say here? The full 4 Serum Visions and that kind of stuff, and that gets opened up by. Okay, so they return Ghost Quarter here, right? Yeah, so my opponent is playing a list with main deck Ghost Quarter and stuff like that. And they return Gemstone. I guess they're gonna draw step GQ me. That's strange. Okay, so they can have one more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So they have a shit ton of mana. So I can't attack on that axis for sure. What I can do is I can cast a second prime time and start setting that up. Not having access to GQ is pretty brutal. Having drawn this is these though. So now I guess my opponent can go after. They can go after my Stronghold here, but that is fine. Can I Stronghold and send home though? That is the question. One, two, three, four. So I cannot, but I think I'm fine with this. Because this will give me 2 primetime triggers. I really miss Crumbling Vestige here, actually. If we had Crumbling Vestige, we kind of just win the game. Yeah, I could have basically used Hive Mind as a pseudo time walk. That was the other option. But that means that I am like countering my own pact, and I'm giving my opponent a pact, so that doesn't seem pretty good in the long run. And this is not gonna be a game that's gonna be ending in the next turn. This is probably what they was Ghost Quarter here. But I think that might be fine. If we had Vestige, we could have activated in response to... Like, the floating mana from the Vestige goes on the stack anyway. Guess I'm gonna get Crossroads Sanctuary or whatever. Sure. Oh, nice. They let me protect the stronghold. That's not correct. I feel like they should have fired off the stronghold already. Fired off the Ghost Quarter already. They're just taking it. Am I the one that's gonna get hive-minded here? Is that what's going on? Oh, they just concede. Okay. For a second, I was like, say what? Well, Hive Mind is obviously very bad. Rex Sage is a fine card. I honestly really like Tracker in this kind of matchup. Maybe I'm just like super wrong. It's possible that I'm super wrong, but I kind of like Tracker in this matchup. Second Pact of Negation is great. Negate is circumstantially good and then terrible otherwise, so I don't like bringing it in. Thragen, thank you for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. No, the fishy, because we would get the Primetime, get the trigger, and then we would play the Sun Home. So we would be able to, with Crumbling Vestige, we would have been fine. And Boticel, thank you for the follow. But yeah, Thragen, I appreciate the subscription. Thanks for the support. We definitely want one less land, probably the Colony Garden. So yeah, so the trigger would be, yeah, the mana would be floating before the Sun Home gets played. Just realize your business. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I do. That's how I pay the bills. Unfortunately, streaming does not pay the bills. Maybe someday though. Yeah, I'm just not gonna bring in the tracker. I just, while I was reading chat, I basically self-convinced myself that I should not be playing tracker. This is all that matters. And I guess I am going to side out one Serum Visions. No, Serum Visions is great. Take out one. No, Path is great. Take out. All my cards are great. Damn it. All of my cards are awesome. All right, I'm gonna take out the explosives. Thragen, now that you're a sub, make sure you send me a PM, and I will send you the like 2 months updated. Like the White Cyber Guide is like pretty like under it's pretty like old at this point. But the one is from my GPLA. The one that's new is from my GPLA list. Yeah, this kind looks okay. So it's much more up to date. But I'm still gonna write a new one. So I'm gonna try to basically update the Sideboard guide for like, I don't know if every month, but like every other month, as we continue doing learning new things and stuff. Whatever works best. I mean, you're already on Twitch, so you can just send me a whisper here on Twitch, and that would be cool. What matchups do you think Highmind really shines? Been having some issues when to bring them in. Tron, any control deck, and Weird Person. It's excellent. It's excellent against Weird Person. In fact, Weird Person was like the reason why we started running it. Blue white and what I just said, which I already forgot. Tron are kind of like a side effect, but the real reason is the Weird Person deck. All right, we are again faced with the question: what do we play on one? Serum Visions or Ancient Steerings? Serum Visions or Ancient Steerings? I think I want the Visions, because depending on what I find with the Visions is going to be what I'm going to be wanting to find off the Steerings. So I think I'm going to lead on Visions. Okay, so we did find the Simic Growth. So I guess with these Steerings, we're going to be trying to find an amulet. And I think I definitely do want to draw this. It's an Ancient Steerings. But yeah, I think it's correct 2 Visions first. Yikes, my opponent whiffs over there. Okay, so they have a Forest. Forest, Gemstone, and this. I can Ghost Squatter them. Doesn't seem great. If my opponent has an Azusa, then delay in the Azusa, it's pretty good. But I think I'm just gonna... I guess I'm gonna lead on... Oh no, I can lead on Steerings here. And try to find an amulet. And if I find the amulet, I can play it off the Ghost Squatter. Bingo. This is very bad in the face of Rex Age, but it's fine. Yes, I did board the Bog out. Bog and Kalni. Because I brought in the Ghost Squatter. Which we see right there. Actually, I have the ugly art Ghost Squatter. I should upgrade. I mean, not that it's ugly. It's pretty great, but still. The inferior, let's put it that way. Okay. Do you have the lands? They do. Oh, they really do. Okay, so they showed me it's a Summoner's Pact. That's no bueno. They showed me a Forest and nothing else, right? So now we Visions. That's a prime time. I guess we bottom both of this. And then I play Tolaria West. So two of they have Gemstone and Basic Forest. And I think if they have a prime time, we're in a very bad spot. But we do have the amulet though, which is the mirror breaker. And if they don't have Blue Pact and they tap out, we can Titan haste them next turn. They do still have the GQ, so they might be able to stop us from doing gross things. So that's the forest. We knew about that one. So they have Gemstone Mine and 3 unknowns. How do I feel about Ghost Quarter in the board in the main, right? I love Ghost Quarter in the main. I never stopped loving Ghost Quarter in the main, but if we're gonna be running Serum Visions, something has to give. And I think that Bojuki Bog is better in the current metagame than Ghost Quarter is. Though that might change. That might change. Especially like if the amulet mirror, it's going to become a thing that we see more often. Then we might want to go for Ghost Quarter in the main instead of Bojuki Bog. But I think that right now Bojuki Bog feels better. I think I just let this resolve, right? Yeah, I'll let this go. I can still prep them next turn. I'm super greedy and have the GQ in the third time. Yeah, that's pretty greedy. I'm not. I would not rather have that. I'd rather cast my spells. I put a really high premium in being able to have the most consistent mana base possible. Is this game worth playing offline with physical cards, or better play MTG online? Also, what's cheaper? Well, MTG Arena is the cheapest, but in my opinion, it's the one that is the least flexible, because okay, sure. Now they don't have Ghost Quarter anymore. That's weird. So I am not I'm personally not a fan at all of Arena, because I love this format, which is modern, that you can only play in Magic Online. And if you want to play online, then in my opinion, Moto is the best way to do it. It's the most competitive that you can find, and it's simply I personally, everybody hates it, and I personally think it's great. Like the fact that you get to play a modern and amulet specifically online for like high stakes, it's just great for me. You like chess? To me, you seem like a guy who would like chess. Might be completely wrong though. I do like chess. I'm terrible though. I'm very, very bad. But yeah. Would you consider just having Cavern in the sideboard? I think Cavern is the better main deck card than Ghost Quarter, because Cavern taps for green to place like Red Drive Scout on turn 1. So that's a very, very, very big game. So that's the reason why I do like Cavern in the main over. It's like it's almost a green source, right? So again, as I was saying, right now I put a higher premium on being able to cast my spells, and Cavern helps me do that, while Ghost Quarter doesn't really, unless you destroy your own land, which is not great. Yeah, I agree against the Reclamation deck. I think that against Control, the matchup gets better. And like you are forgetting that Ariana, we're running Hive Mind, so by running Hive Mind, your Control matchup is just better, just because you're running Hive Mind. I think this turn I'm simply going to play Scout, and then I'm going to play Simic Growth and Transmute for Pact of Negation. I'm dead past the turn. Okay. But yeah, if you're thinking of like playing paper cards versus playing Magic Online, then the answer is paper is way more expensive than online, and you get to play online anytime you want, which is the reason that I mostly play online, because I work during the weekends mostly, which is when most events happen. So I think that the MTGO is greatly underappreciated. I think that the format is. I do think that the interface, like, I do feel like everything could work better. I do agree with that, but the fact that we get to play this game, is just it's just great for me. Like, the amount of interactions and rules and stuff that goes on is just ridiculous. So being able to do that is just awesome for me. Yeah, my opponent just, if they are activating Stronghold here, then they are just not winning this game. I guess they're not winning this game. Yeah, the fact that they didn't draw a Ghost Squatter to go with this Ramian Up Excavator, it's a big game. Bounce this. Cast it prime time. Isn't Tron a problem without GQ since we can't really win with a single Titan turn, or do we get enough edge? Again, Hive Mind, yeah. Hive Mind is very, very good against Tron. Garrison, Stronghold. I do know that my opponent is very, very likely to have a path over there, and that's the reason why they didn't activate. They didn't activate, not activate. And that's the reason why they didn't activate, but it's fine. Like, I don't care about them having that, because I already have 2 more Titans coming up, so I don't have any packs to pay, and I can pay with this scout. I can still pay through my Pact of Negation, and I can still cast the prime time on the same turn, even through a Ghost Squatter. So I think that we got this one. Of course, protecting the Stronghold from a potential something, right? They transmute Tolaria. You got it. SR Philly, thank you for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to... Whoa! There it is. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. I appreciate it. The only problem now is that... The only problem now is going to be that we can't really deal with this unless we draw... a path. Very smart of my opponent to go for the Ghost Squatter route. I'm not afraid of running out of bounce lands because my opponent has bounce lands on their side too, so... Ramming Up's doing work though. God damn. This is fine. Again, I can always Vesuva their own bounce lands, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a very strong engine though. This is a very, very strong engine. Okay, so here I am going to... This should be fine. They're gonna get to destroy 3 of my lands, but that's probably fine. Gonna pact for prime time. And I'm gonna get play out the gemstone. I still have 2 gemstones in the deck. So I'm kind of gonna force my opponent to destroy one of the gemstones that I'm getting here. I guess I can get Crossroads too, to get some recurring white mana. All right, thanks, Ariana. Have a good one. I cited out Bog. Yeah, my opponent got it. They figured it out. Okay. Yes. Okay, so this is fine now. My opponent cannot prevent me from paying for Pact. This is kind of an issue if my opponent has a second path, though. If they find a second path to exile, then I'm gonna be in trouble. But if they are not, then I mean this prime time is just going to start attacking just by itself. So but yeah, SR Philly, I'm definitely missing my Ghost Squatter. In fact, I'll probably bring it back just to prevent this from happening again. But yeah, this is a pretty good card in the mirror match, and that's why I said that I was missing it when we were going over the list at the beginning of the stream. You love this forest? This to me is my favorite forest. Maybe you're talking about this one, but I hope you're talking about this one because this one's great. These are the ones that I play in paper as well, except that I have them white bordered. But it's like my next AmuLIT pimp is gonna be to get like black bordered forests with this art. These are my favorite forests in all of Magic. It's like I just love the little guy, just like the 2 eyes inside the oak. It's sweet. It's great. I also use that forest in paper and in Moto. Yeah, this is my favorite forest ever. It's super sweet. What set is it in paper? I mean, it's in beta, and I think it's also alpha if I'm not mistaken. But the one that I have is revised. But it's the only one that I have. Like, is the only. I mean, I think I have a one-off beta of this, but I have like the full 4 or 5 with the revised version, so that's why I ran the revised version instead. Can never fault anyone for any basic land decisions. So there are some basic forests out there that are just gross, but and I guess the art in this one is very sweet. It's just like I find a lot of appeal in like the old frame, and like this old art. Like my favorite art from like Magic period comes from like these old school lands, or these like old school frames and stuff. I just find them very, very, very cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're gonna pact here. They are going to pact here. All right. If their last card in hand is a Cavern of Souls, they got me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They will need to use their last land drop in order to cast this prime time. And I can just pact it, and I can scout end of turn the Vesuva, copy in their Simic Growth probably, and then so yeah. So if they tap out from prime time here, we are in a very, very good spot. Back to this. Now they can't attack. I flash this in EOT. Oh, we actually do have the amulet, so we're gonna get to flash this, copy in Simic Growth. Float 2 mana. Bounce this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get to have one untapped land. Now the question is, what do I want to keep untapped? I think it's probably gonna be the gemstone. I can play a second primetime here. That definitely seems like the play. My opponent needs to pay for Pact, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're gonna be able to cast the primetime, but they're not gonna be able to haste it. So that's cool. So we're gonna get these two. I guess I'm going to bounce the gemstone, just reset the gemstone, and protect the stronghold actually. I guess we get to do both. Sweet. Now we 6 them. We packed for another prime time. Play this out. Prime time. What's your opinions on the Umas matchup game 1? It gets considerably worse with this version. I think humans is like actually single-handedly the matchup that gets the worst with this new version of AmuLIT. And here we're simply going to transmit for another Summoner's Pact to set up next turn. We should be in quite a commanding position here. My opponent can GQ each one. Maybe. Okay, so they can GQ 1, 2, 3, and I'm still gonna be able 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Okay, so I'm gonna get another Summoner's Pact actually, because they can GQ 4 times. But if they GQ 4 times, that means that they are not progressing their board state, and then they just die to my prime times. But that means that I'm not gonna be able to Pact of Negation, so I think I'm gonna get Summoner's Pact here. OP pays for Pact. The amount of path is fine, but the main deck explosives and the main deck ballista being gone, it's a very, very big deal. Sweet, we won the mirror. That was a long, drawn-out game. It's funny because the mirror usually plays out that way. It's either like extremely long and kind of exhausting, or it's over in like 3 turns. But I think it's very interesting to play the mirror. I find it highly entertaining. This hand could be anything. It's great. This hand could be anything at all. Ooh, my opponent's playing for the 5-0. Have you been testing Matthew Deluxe list as well? I have not. This is what I've been on. I mean, I've definitely tried Matthew's lists previously. I think I'm gonna play Scout here. It's bad if my opponent has another Lightning Bolt, or if they are on burn and they have a Searing Blaze. This is brutal, but I think it's fine. Otherwise, I think it's the superior play. If my opponent plays an Eidolon here, I'm gonna be super, super mega sad. Stomping Ground, is this Scape Shift? It might be Scape Shift. Would you live in Hivemind versus Dredge? No, not really. You live in Hivemind for matchups that can go like over the top of what you're doing, and you are usually the one that's going over the top of what Dredge is doing. Oh, so it is. It's Valakut. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we draw. Second amulet is pretty good. And now we're going to try to steerings into some good stuff. We whiffed though. I'm definitely getting gemstone because this allows me to... Though I guess that Boros Garrison allows me to cantrip twice because of the second amulet. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be getting Boros Garrison here. It's kind of weird, right? But because I drew the second amulet, then Boros Garrison actually allows me to double cantrip this turn instead of single cantripping, which allows me to dig 6 cards deep, looking for any. I'm looking for any bound. Oh, I'm so stupid. That's right. Whoops. Botanical Sanctum has the downside. Sanctum has the downside that when you only have 3 lands, it comes into play untapped. So we don't get the boost from the amulet. We did find the Simic Growth though, which is cool. So next turn we are, if we find a Titan, we're gonna be able to go off. That's hilarious. Sanctum having the downside of not coming into play tapped. That's hilarious. Yeah, I know, right? Comes into play untapped? Who wants this crap? Yeah, but it's basically the same though, right? Because Boros Garrison is like it's +1 land anyway, right? Because my other alternative and the other thing that I was gonna be getting would have been the other card that I would have gotten would have been a Gemstone Mine. So in that case, I would have like Sanctum, Sunhome, and a Gemstone Mine in play instead of having a Boros Garrison. So I think that still getting the Garrison was the correct line. Here I think I'm gonna lead on Steerings because it can find me T-West or extra lands. Okay, there's one primetime that's gone now. I think I'm killing my opponent anyway, so the question is, do I want the extra land drop or do I want an extra amulet? I think I want the extra land drop. And here we're playing Simic Growth, of course, and we're looking for Pact, Titan, or... And I'm gonna bounce this Sanctum because I need both of these lands in play if I want to win next turn. We're looking for Pact, Titan, or there it is. Sweet. Okay, so we're going to win this one because I doubt that my opponent can kill me next turn. I have Spanish amulets, Francisco. Oh, dude, that's so sexy. Yeah, I only have Spanish. I have 1 Spanish scout. But yeah, I do consider Spanish cards to be pimp. Spanish cards are definitely nice in my book. Okay, so this is Titan mana. We can 16 my opponent. We can 20 them, right? Yes, we can. I guess they could have double Lightning Bolt. Do I want to play around double Lightning Bolt? Well, I literally can play around double Lightning Bolt anyway, right? Yeah, I can play around double Lightning Bolt. I guess if I play around double Lightning Bolt, then I'm not... Huh. This is very interesting. Okay, so I could go for the kill here. I can go for the kill. I cast Primetime here, and I played off the Celestial Sanctuary. I get 2 triggers, and then I simply cast the primetime, go get Vesuva, Vesuva Stronghold, activate twice on primetime. Then on the attack trigger, I get any 2 lands, activates hard home 20. Quill. Killed. Opponent's done. Now, I can also... I could also like transmute and get a second Titan. But if I do that, then I can only swing for 16. Because I can haste both Titans, but in order to haste both Titans, I'm going to need to have access to... I'm going to need to tap out, which means that I will need to use Vesuva to copy Garrison, and then I cannot actually copy the Sun Home. So I think it's correct for me not to play around Lightning Bolt, and if my opponent has Lightning Bolt, then good for them. But I think it's correct for me to try and go for the kill. I think it's better for me to go for the kill instead of giving my opponent extra time. So I think it was definitely worth thinking about it, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought about it there. I think it's definitely worth thinking about, but I think ultimately I believe that it's correct for me not to play around double Lightning Bolt and go for the kill, even after, especially after my opponent has already used one of their Lightning Bolts. However, my opponent did not do anything last turn, so I'm expecting their hand to be like filled with gas. But if they have double Lightning Bolt, they can definitely get me here, because I might just get into a position where I never draw another Titan and I just die to their Scape Shifts or whatever. Let's do some of this. We're going to bounce this one, sure. Actually, I should have bounced this one, but again, I'm going all in. So okay, so my opponent doesn't have it because they would have done it before attacks. So sweet. That's definitely not what I want. I want this too, though. Yeah, so it's gonna be these 3. Take out Wajuga Bog. Well, I mean, even if it were +2/+1, they could have, like, in response to the triggers, they could just like kill the Titan, and they would, they would get B anyway. So, I love my Italian amulets because the word tapped is capitalized in a weird way. It says tappato, and then tapped it says tap. That's hilarious. Yeah, there's like a couple of permutation of cards that actually get me dead next turn, so I think it was definitely worth to go for it there. And then again, my opponent would have needed to have exactly that, right? They would have needed to have exactly a double Lightning Bolt into the nuts in order to kill me. So I think it was worth it to go for the kill. Rex Sage is here mostly because of Damping Sphere. I think I don't like the Hive Minds here. They are only a kill with Pact of Negation, which seems very narrow. And your opponent is also ramp deck, so hoping to get your opponent's ramp deck that's base green with Summoner's Pact is pretty gritty. Definitely want the negates. And because of Damping Sphere, I do not like cutting Coalition Relic. So I think I'm going to cut it, Tribe Scout. Yeah. Rex Sage is there mostly for Damping Sphere. It can sometimes get a random enchantment, but that's not what it's there for. So for Legion, but I think you have to go for it there in fear of possibly Rampant Growth Escape Shit. It's unlikely he had double bolt since he's already played 1 and mostly he's on play 3. Yeah, so it's not even that because Rampant Growth Escape Shift doesn't do it because my opponent only have access to 5 lands. But if my opponent actually has access to a primetime, then that is actually very, very troublesome for me. I have a bunch of lands and I have a Serum Visions. But yeah, I still think it was correct to go for it. Scout changes things. This is it, Rostep. That's very good for me. If they ramp here, that means that my scout doesn't die, which is good for me. Sakura Tribe mirror match. That's a really good draw. Serum Visions into... Negate is kind of nice. I think I'm going to keep the negate on top. Next turn I can play Azusa and hold up negate, which is kind of sweet. Yeah, punt. Yeah, I was gonna get a Pact of Negation alternatively, but I guess it. Yeah. But if I get Pact of Negation, then I'm again in the same spot that I was saying right now, where my opponent might get me by just as long as we don't get Damping Spirit here, we should be fine. My opponent might get me if they just have the nuts, you know. Okay. Okay. No Damn Sphere. It's a Colony. Okay. Okay, so this turn I can play Azusa, play Cavern, bounce Cavern, and then Scout allows me to hold up negate. If they have a natural prime time, then I think I lose the game, but... And it's interesting to know that my opponent is on the Colony Hearts train. Play Cavern on Giant, sure. And then play Celestia, bouncing the Cavern. I couldn't have cast Azusa on turn 2. I didn't have enough lands. I don't have an amulet, so my bounce lands ETB tapped. Then against Balak, a player who played turn 2 Sphere, turn 3 Sphere, and I had to kill him with Sakura plus Azusa Slayer Beats. Sweet, that's a good story. What's Grandpa Sakura doing against young and sexy Sakura? Stacy, Steve, and Stacy. I'm so sorry that Stacy hasn't yet caught up. I think Stacy is a great nickname, and this would be Stacy's mom, which is great. It just works on so many levels. Had Cavern on Gemstone. Oh, yeah. I guess I could have played Azusa the second turn. I guess. Yeah, and if I had done that, I could have still Serum Vision. So yeah, so that was a mistake. Yeah, I should have definitely done that, Jose. Sorry, I think it was a misplay that I was kind of like focused on. Oh, okay, I'm gonna Serum Visions here, and then I totally forgot that I could have actually made a better play. That definitely counts as a mistake. You can count it. Yep, you could have. Yeah. Yep. So count that as a punt. Definitely counts as a punt. Huh. I think I'll let this resolve. Like if my opponent has a fetch into something else, I'm pretty done. But if I don't, it should be fine. Yeah, so yeah, that was definitely a mistake then. I should have played the turn 3 Titan then. I was, you know, sometimes you just get tunnel visioned. That's exactly what happened there. The extremely weird scenarios where actually engineered explosives is reasonable against TitanShift. Yeah, we would be in a much better position right now if I had a Titan in play instead of just a Susan Scout. Is this a shift? Yeah, this is very likely a lethal escape shift, so I'm just gonna use my negate here. Yeah, this is actually super lethal escape shift, actually. Crossroads doesn't do much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast prime time. I can't really haste. I can't really haste here. And I can't really stop what my opponent's doing. Oh, I made a mistake. I should have played this post board. I missed out on 2 life for no reason. That was dumb. Yeah, I need to slow things down a little bit. I'm just making too many mistakes. I guess I'm gonna set up a Pact of Negation. But yeah, I could have gotten like a couple of bounce lands and would be in a solid position. Again, I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna get Tulare West and then I'm going to be able to transmute, but then I realized that I think actually getting like a ton of mana would have been the better line there. They need to have a threat here though. Because this even natural land drop, this will kill my prime time and it will probably kill my dudes and stuff, but it doesn't kill me because I'm at a pretty high life total at this point. And they only have a single Valakut. Okay, so this to me kind of means that they have escape shift. Prime time down. Mayday, mayday. Alright, no shift. My opponent can play the control game for only for so long, though. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I already have transmute for pact mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we should be fine here. Because Ghost Quarter doesn't really do anything, and it's not in my deck. They're like very, very narrow situations where Ghost Quarters do something, and I guess this one was one of those. And here I'm just gonna get prime time and I'm just going to cast it and get some more prime times. My opponent cannot stop the Titan chain. I still have 2 more T-Wests to go, so I definitely handicapped myself for no reason. Okay, let's set this straight. Like I should be like handily winning this, and I put myself in a trickier position for no reason whatsoever. So I could double Titan, but if I try to go for that, I guess I'm gonna go for it, right? My opponent can kill the Azusa in response too, because they have 2 lands here and 1 land here. And this is 100% a mistake. My opponent should not be doing this. I guess that if they are doing this, they should kill my Yasusa as well. Bounce this one, play this one. Let's see if my opponent realizes what's going on. Bounce this one, play this one. I guess they do not realize what's going on. Yep, they definitely do not realize what's going on. Play this one. Bounce this. Transmute. Summoner's Pact. Cast Summoner's Pact. And now I can actually haste safely. Or somewhat safely. I guess my opponent could have a Lightning Bolt. Oh, but if they have a Lightning Bolt, then I have lethal. So... because I just backed it and then just go for lethal. So, Stronghold Vesuva. Okay, so I guess that because of my opponent killing my my first prime time for no reason, I'm able to safely go for it here, and I'm gonna win. Yeah, I think it's been common lately, honestly, for Scapeshift lists to have like 7 million lands. They can still prevent them from themselves from being dead. Now they cannot anymore. Here we get Sunhome plus Simic. I'm not gonna do all of this with backup, so that's why I'm doing this safely. So yeah, we found lethal. I don't think I could have gone for it if my opponent had actually held up the Kalni activation, but because they went for it, I was able to get there. I still don't know why they did that. They definitely shouldn't. Opponent says GG's and they say I played it really poorly. Yeah. Okay, so killing Titan before triggers was suboptimal, let's say. It's weird because I always like love like debriefing with my opponent because I'm a teacher, like I just love teaching, so but it's really hard for me to like to do it without sounding like a dick. So I don't know. I hope that my opponent doesn't take that badly. I said that's how we learn and gave them a smiley face. I hope that's not mean. But it's usually rough because you know it's a different thing when you are like with a friend or something. It like they know that you're not trying to be mean, but when you're playing against like some a person that you don't know in Magic Online or something, it's maybe they know that you're like you are rubbing it in their face or something, but. My opponent says that they are on an 11 win streak. That's impressive. Damn. 11 wins in a row with Scapeshift. That's cool. I don't think I've ever been able to get a 5-0 with Scapeshift. No, I think not with Scapeshift. I got multiple 5-0s with red-green TitanShift. With red-green Breach, but not with Scapeshift. Time to go beat some knuckle nerds down with Prime Time. Have a good stream. Thank you, Foxy Potato. I appreciate it. Hope you kick some ass over there. Open a kind of counter punch for us. He only has a small ban list and the cards are pretty cheap. I have no idea about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's really funny because at one point Yu-Gi-Oh! was getting popular down in Argentina. This is when I was like 15 or 16, when my brother was a kid. So streamer encourages violence more. But it was weird because all the cards that you would find, like the cards that you would trade, were fake. And like, I'm not talking about like how the Chinese fakes for MTG are like very, very close to the original. I'm just talking about like completely trash fakes. But everybody would be okay with it, which is what I found extremely weird. So that because of that, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of never picked up down there because you know, you couldn't really play for real, I guess, to say it somehow. This is a great hand, by the way. We're playing against a miserable matchup though, so it's probably not gonna matter. Yep, there it comes. Discard spell on 1. How I found Celestial Purge to be useful? Yes, very much so. Celestial Purge has been very good. It's a solid draw. Let's start on that one. That's exactly what we needed. Some kind of ramp. I think it's going to die. But besides that if they use their black mana to kill this, it's less likely that they will have an Inquisition to stop my cantripping and stuff. Yeah, it was weird. Like, it really was. I really found that strange because I used to play Pokemon back then, but all the fake cards was just like, wait a second, because my brother was the one that used to play. I'm like, I just like playing fake cards, and they would like trade with them like it was fine. It was very weird. Oh, really? That's crazy. Yeah, that's why I never followed any Yu-Gi-Oh! I never like understood any Yu-Gi-Oh! It's because I always saw it as kind of like a fake card game or something. All right. If this hits a stub, I'm not like entirely sad about that, honestly. It does. Okay. What I would be very sad is if my opponent taps and plays a Gurmagangler. I would be sad about that one for sure. Alright, Pleasant Kenobi, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome everybody from Pleasant Kenobi's stream. Hope you have a good stream, Pleasant Kenobi. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give you some prime times and Sakamas. There you go. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Been enjoying your CFB videos, by the way, Pleasant Kenobi. Alright, we can probably find an AmuLIT here and we will be in a fine shape. Also, my opponent missed the land drop and they don't have red mana. So those are all good things for us to happen. So next turn we play a basic forest, following turn we slam a Titan and we probably win. CFB videos. So many Mishra's bubbles. Alright, thanks for the raid, Pleasant Kenobi. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Jace. Okay, Jace not the greatest combo with counter magic I've ever seen. Okay, they need double Thoughtseize here. Because I'm not gonna play around any kind of counter magic like Stubborn Denial, and I'm not gonna play around like Disable Circle stuff main deck. But if they, I guess they can have like Thoughtseize, Flip Jace, Flashback Thoughtseize. That is my opponent's out. Yeah, raise your donger for this man. Yeah, always welcome to ask questions in chats, and you will more often than not get answers. Hopefully good answers, maybe bad answers, who knows. But yeah, so welcome everybody for Pleasant Kenobi stream. My name is Francisco. We played thank you for the follow there. Raise your donger for this man. Okay, they have it. Yikes, that is an insane draw for my opponent. That is so brutal. But yeah, welcome everybody from Pleasant Kenobi stream. My name is Francisco. We stream a lot of Modern and Legacy here, mostly AmuLIT Titan. This is my favorite deck, bar none. So we play a lot of this, and we've been doing a lot of like innovation and changing things and trying things out. So it's been good stuff. Yeah, and I think that that wins my opponent the game. That's brutal. So yeah, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that follow button. You can get notified whenever I go live for free. So, wow, that was good. My opponent needed exactly a Thoughtseize into that. So let's do some sideboarding. Call again. Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. We're gonna take out the Hive Minds. We're gonna take out the Scouts. And these two Taylor, thank you for that follow as well. I appreciate everybody joining in today. We can take out one Summoner's Pact, and we're probably gonna be taking out a land. Basic Forest, I think. Still this important land. And yep, that's gonna be it. Alright, let's try this again. They had a Thoughtseize into Jay's flip, flashback Thoughtseize, and they took both of my Titans, and I died. So yeah, Jace has been very good. Like whenever I played against the Shadow decks, and Jace has been surprisingly good, honestly. It's interesting that it took so long to catch on. Glees89, thank you for that follow. I guess we keep. Turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Pray that my opponent doesn't discard my Chameleon Colossus. Hopefully we get to slam this on 3 if we draw any bounce land. We could have champed with Azusa, but like I guess we were not like actually dead. We could have top decked exactly like a third Titan. Maybe. Meh. Yeah, maybe I should have actually tried out. Wow. And they always have the Thoughtseize. Never Inquisition. Inquisition would have been nice if my opponent had drawn Inquisition there. They're probably gonna take out the Colossus. Mega Chair, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Nice poker hand going on here. Typhlo for life. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if we keep drawing like this, we're just going to die. A Braid on my Amulet. That is fine. I really don't care about that. This was not the worst draw, honestly. If my opponent's threat is an Angler, this is going to slow them down, hopefully a little bit, at least a turn. If their threat is just a Death Shadow, then we're just dead. Also, Surgical here would be, needless to say, totally brutal. The classic 2-for-1 Surgical, you know. Explosives at the top. Explosives. EE. Guess we're technically not dead. Technically not dead. And now we are actually dead. So the last 3 times I played against Dead Shadow, somehow we beat them. This is how the Death Shadow matchup goes. Everything else was a fluke. That is how the Death Shadow matchup goes. Way more often than the other way around. Decided to update the record real quick. This is a solid hand I'm gonna keep. If we're playing against Shadow again, then this hand is of course very, very weak to turn 1 discard spell, but humans. Untap land, please. Okay, that's not the worst. That's not the worst, because now I can AmuLIT, unless my opponent plays Ithalia on 2, which would be backbreaking. But if they don't, now I get to... Okay, that's yeah, that sounds like it's very good for me. Yeah, this sounds like it's very, very good for me. So now we play AmuLIT, we play Simic Growth, and now I guess I'm going to Steerings first and then Serum Visions later. We already have a bounce line in hand, which is great, so I guess I'm going to get the Colony so we have a chump blocker in case we need it. And then we're going to set up our draws with Serum Visions. So at this point, the only way that I lose this game is to a Meddling Mage on primetime. So I think I'm going to bottom both of this. And the reason for doing this is because if my opponent goes Meddling Mage on primetime, I want to be as close as possible to finding a Hive Mind so I can kill them anyway. So I think it's weird because we could kind of use the bounce land, but I think it's correct to bottom both there. And now next turn I can play out the T-West, cast Azusa, then play out the Colony Garden, cast the Scout, and then set up for a turn 4 primetime. Which again we're trying to miss. I'll try for my opponent to miss on what's his name, on Meddling Mage. Okay, so I guess that this I can kind of do this for free, so that's fine. So play out the Azusa, play out the Vesuva here, float and bounce, Serum Visions first. Again, I'm looking for Hive Mind as an alternate win condition, and playing Try Scout and playing Colony. Okay, so my opponent has this turn to play Meddling Mage, or otherwise they die. Do they have it? They do have it. This makes me so sad. Hey Markin, how you doing? Okay, so then I'm very happy then about my whole situation. Oh, really? Hell yeah. Definitely taking that trade every day of the week. And now we're just trying to draw Hive Mind basically. And I bottom a lot of non-Hive Mind cards. Okay, now that we drew the second bounce, and I think I'm going to play this out. And then I'm going to copy my opponent's Canopy and cycle this Vesuva. Again, there's only one card I care about, right? Which is Hive Mind, because we're not playing main deck Explosives nor main deck Ballista, both of which would be ridiculous right now. I mean, they would win the game on the spot, basically. So... Okay, Jose. No, sorry. Vyacheslav from Moskva. Yes, I will try to go for one so I can save my who am I saving? My sister Tatiana? Sure. I can maybe also bait my opponent with an attack and like have white mana here, so like a gemstone mine is not like an incredibly bad draw, it's just a bad draw. Yeah, we can only win with half mana at this point. So if my opponent is ghosting here, which they are taking a really long time to figure this out, so I'm assuming that if they know that I'm streamed, maybe they are looking for the stream or something. Then they're gonna be able to win. But yeah, high mana is my only way to win here. Okay, they name Ballista, so opponent confirmed not ghosting, and they don't attack into a potential. High mind? No high mind. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm not doing anything because I bottomed a lot of non-hive mind cards, and with hive mind being the only way that I win, I'm interested in trying to more meddling mages. All right. Yeah, I guess it's fantastic. This one is fine because we can just kill it with Slayer Stronghold, so this is fine. I don't care about this meddling mage. We just need to draw a red source to kill this one. I would have been more concerned about something like Mantis Rider there or whatever. Something. Definitely not something there. Not playing this out because I mean I have 2 active scouts and I can hold up information. I mean it's not particularly relevant, but all right, there's my opponent's clock. There's the Mantis Rider. There is my opponent's clock. Yeah. I mean, if we had explosives or ballista in the main deck, we would have won this game like a long time ago at this point. A really long time ago, honestly. Lieutenant. It makes sense for my opponent's hand to be complete gas, because they didn't do anything for like an insane amount of turns. This is turn 8. We do the Phantasmal Image trick. What's up, Dido? How you doing? Damn! Know that at this point I still have enough mana to transmute for another pact and like pack my pack, so I'm still just trying to figure out I'm just trying to draw high mind. That's the only thing that I care about here. This is the downside. This is the downside. We both know that's not right, Dido, right? As long as you know you're wrong, I'm okay with this, you know? Fala aí, bro. Yeah, so the main deck that we're playing is this one, in case everybody's wondering why I'm not transmuting for explosives. Yes, if we had access to main deck explosives, we would have won this game a really long time ago. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Taking 5. We're kind of dead next turn. More lands. Hide mind. Hide mind. Hide mind. Or not. So I guess I got 2 more turns because I can double activate and gain 2 life. I guess let's do this right now actually. So if my opponent kills both scouts, then I have access to one more life gain on my following turn, because I can activate this, gain 2, and then I can activate this again, bounce, replay this, and I can get 2 more life with my land drop for the turn. You know someone who does emotes? I do know someone who does emotes. It's 1 week food here. Yeah, I can see that. Am I dead here? Is this lethal? It might be. So we go up to 10. They bounce scout. They serve. And I block here and here. And I take lethal. Yep. And Hive Mind is going to be the top card here. No. Okay. Yeah, so as you can see, this matchup gets... Whoops, no, I don't want that one. This matchup gets considerably worse, as you can see, without having access to explosives, Norbalista in the main deck. This is pretty much the only matchup where this happens. So, yeah. It is kind of sad, though. Are humans this... they are playing Dumping Sphere, right? They are playing Dump Sphere? I don't even know. Well, at this point, I don't care, right? Because I have access to Pact for Hornet Queen, Injured Express. Now, post-board, I have multiple ways of winning the game, right? But, yeah, the first melee mage is always naming Primeval Titan. That's just the way it goes. So, it's just what the other ones are gonna do. I think I don't want as many steerings, and I could probably take out with 1 Summoner's Pact or an AmuLIT. Nah, I think I'd rather take out the Collision Wreck. Yeah, SVV Gordon, I guess you're correct. The problem about making colony tokens is that it's worse against the new guy, the Detention Sphere guy, Deputy of Detention. So it's worse against that, but I don't think humans is playing many of those in the main deck. I think they're mostly playing like a couple in the sideboard, and that's it. So maybe it is better to just like go for Colony Garden tokens. Yeah, you're right. 2 in the side usually, yeah, that makes sense to me. Humans and Merfolk are on the rise. What's that about? I have no idea. I haven't played against Merfolk in a while, but my win rate against Merfolk is absurdly high, so I don't think I will ever be worried about the Merfolk matchup. If this were a path, I would consider keeping it a little bit closely, but... And then we mulligan into Oblivion now. Maybe I should have kept that first hand. Yikes. Naming Scout here. In case we draw a Secure Tribe Scout. Is it new to use Haven in the Scout version of the deck? Yes, it is. I mean, it used to be a thing, and then it stopped being a thing, and now it's back to being a thing, basically. I'm going to play steering stuff of this because if we find AmuLIT, it's better to do it this way. Of course, we find Coalition Relic, which is the one-off in our deck and the only card that punishes me for this land sequence. Brutal. Brutal. Yeah. The new Merfolk lists are playing like main deck deprives and whatnot. And they're playing the 1/1 guy that turns into a 2/2. So this is gonna be a sphere here, probably. Because my opponent didn't. Yeah, there it is. This is kind of fine, though. I mean, if we get to Coalition Relic, this doesn't do anything. Hopefully this is the turn that my opponent plays a Reflector Mage here or whatever, and that's fine. The problem is that if they do have Knight of Autumn, then I kinda cannot win anymore. So yeah, so this Reflector Mage doesn't do anything. Oh, detention. Oh, this is actually great for me because that is an actively troublesome card because it stops. It stops. It stops Hornet Queen. That's what I'm trying to say. Trust me, I know how to English. Trust me, I know how to English. Yield, anti-land step. The problem is that there's so many cards that are just terrible against me. And yeah, and I'm not loving Celestial Purge. It basically kills Mantis Rider and the Freebooter, and I brought it in just kind of like just out of habit, but as you can see, it's horrendous on this board. Granted, Mantis Rider is one of my opponent's best cards against us, so there's that, and Freebooter is also very annoying. If they have another Deputy, then this is brutal. Yeah, that's gross. No attacks with the Deputy gives me some more time, though. Getting wrecked here. Yeah, I can't believe how we lost to a single Midland Mage in game 1. That is so bad. Alright, we can kill that one. Ka-ching! Got him. Got him. Now my opponent will not be able to hit me for 1. Ha! Ha! And now... Yikes, this is super tricky. Like, having played this on Scout is hurting us kind of a lot here. Damping Sphere has text, opponent. Alright, oh, okay, so they knew, don't worry about it. They got it. That's a much more worrisome clock now. What are my draws here? 4, 5, 6, 7. Assuming my opponent has nothing, which I doubt. What are my draws? Engineered explosives. It doesn't even quite do it. Path. I think I needed to draw path that turn so I can path the champion and give myself some breathing room. Or not, my opponent has a Mantis Rider. Okay. Yeah, we were not winning this game. Alright, we just cannot get anything better than a 3-2, huh? Bad beats. Yeah, I think that... Honestly, I think I'm more likely to want Hive Mind in the sideboard and explosives in the main than the other way around, honestly. I've been liking everything else in the deck. How about we do this? Is this too janky? This seems super janky to me. Seems super jank to me. Just like a random one of Hive Mind. Maybe this? Is this crazy? Anyway, okay, we'll back to the original, and I will definitely make some changes. Tomorrow I will be streaming some of Punt's list. Okay, we will have the one and only, the legend himself, Punt Then Wine, is going to be joining me tomorrow on stream. We're going to play for sure 1 league, 2 leagues if we have time, with his masterpiece, Bloom Titan. I think he changed his list a little bit in order to accommodate Thoughtseize in the sideboard in place of Swan Song, which I thought was very, very interesting. So we're going to be playing that tomorrow, okay? And then on Wednesday, we're going to have a donation list. This right here. Beautiful pile. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, okay, so tomorrow, make sure you join the stream. Same time as always, 11 a.m. PST. And yeah, we're gonna be playing this with Pond and Wine on stream as well. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask them here on. You can send me a message on Twitter right there, or in the Discord right there. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Yeah, Thragen, I'm going to take care of that right now. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. If you haven't hit that follow button, make sure you do so. You can get notified whenever I go live. This is definitely a 3-2 stream now. If you want to help support the stream as well as getting access to these awesome emotes and my sideboard guide, you can do that on. You can subscribe with that link over there. I already posted the Twitter and Discord link, and then we also have YouTube, which is where I upload every single one of my streams. So if you want to check out any previous streams, you can do so there. That's my link. And finally, just like Not Punished, which we're gonna play on Wednesday, if there's any list that you want to see played on stream, we will do that with any donation that covers the entry fee of a league. That is $12, and yeah, we will just play your 75 on stream. Of course, we will do a debrief afterwards, talking about possible changes, which is what they did. This is Dono Ascendancy 2.0 actually. We made a couple of changes since the last stream. But yeah, thank you very much to everybody that hang out today. Let's see who we can raid. I assume that raids are better than hosts, right? I kind of just assume that, though I have not really any idea. Oh my god. Wow, Phil is playing Blue White Rebels in Legacy. Oh, I really want to check that out. This is Death and Taxes for the win. It's an amazing Legacy streamer, so I recommend if you guys enjoy Legacy. We do play Legacy from here. And oh, I would enjoy Bug Reclamation very much, Felix. I actually tried it a couple of times, but the lists that I would try it out were terrible. So if you have a good list and want to send like a dono list, I would very much have a lot of fun playing that deck. But yeah, okay, so let's rate Phil. Thank everybody for hanging out, and I will be back tomorrow. Don't miss out on the Pond and Wine stream, and I will see you then. Have an amazing rest of your day, and let's go to Phil's stream. All right, let's do it. Bye bye.